Yes, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. It is, I'll be honest with you, the Tonali Here We Go thumbnail has been with me for a week. If you don't believe me, ask my thumbnail guy. I said to him last week, I've just got a feeling this is the one we're going to get. I don't think we're going to get Fernandes. And then in the space of 48 hours, no, tell an absolute lie. In the space of 24 hours, Tottenham Hotspur have dropped two massive signings. If the first signing wasn't enough, here's Gary, if the first signing wasn't enough, at the small price, Gary, of 85 million yesterday, 85, it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. We've had to go and smash it today with 92.5 million and 7.5 million in add-ons. Now, Gary, I don't work in finance, but my maths tells me that's a crisp, cool 100 million Great British pounds. I believe the kids call it a bomber, Gary. How you feeling? Tonali and Fernandes in 24 hours.
Is this real, Seva? Are we in the Matrix?
No.
I'm in shock a little bit right now. Just to be honest, you know when you like have that good thing happen, but you're like, you kind of are like still like, oh, this amazing thing happened, but I still can't process it yet. Like I'm still kind of processing the fact that we have two just amazing midfielders that are going to make watching Spurs next year that much better. Like we know we have some other things to do, but like it's just so much different than it's been forever, and especially over the last two seasons, watching what we've had to go through every single Saturday and Sunday being like, oh, I don't want to do this, but I have to.
Yeah. Going, oh God, Spurs are playing soon. Shall I get back from shopping? Oh, I don't know if I can be bothered. Look, I mean, here was the news. I mean, listen, I've got to listen, as much as we all talk about the here we goes, I mean, I think it was Ornstein again who dropped this first and said, Tottenham Hotspur reach agreement with Newcastle United to sign Sandro Tonali. Deal for the 26-year-old Italian international to join Tottenham Hotspur from Newcastle. 92.5 million plus 7.5 in potential add-ons based around multiple Champions League qualifications. I mean, Gary, I could not give a monkeys about the price. I've already seen people going, oh, it's a lot of money. I don't care. I don't care, Gary. That's 185 million that we have dropped in 24 hours. At Spurs, they must be in a dark room laying down and crying somewhere. It's great news, right? It's just great news.
I don't care because it's going to feel great when we win. When we win, right, and we play great football, that's all that matters. So money comes, money goes. We're going to get more money because we're going to get, hopefully, we don't want to say Champions League, but maybe Europa. We're going to have some good cup runs. Things are going to be on the up and up, I hope. So it's exciting. It is very exciting.
Well, look, before I bring the other guys in, let's just have a look, shall we? So Ornstein broke the news. Now, Romano, we've got to give a special mention to Romano because Romano did say, I mean, ages ago, right? Romano kept saying, didn't he, that Spurs have entered the race, and he kept saying no one else is in the race. He kept saying it, Mark. He said no one else is in the race, and everyone said Romano's full of shit. This is what Romano does. All of the Newcastle ITKs and the Newcastle supposed high up said you're full of shit. This is what he does. He tries to sell your players. Mark, Romano's going to have a bit of the last laugh here, right? I mean, because he's gone on to say, here we go. Exclusive. Tottenham agree record deal to sign Tonali. Agreement between between the clubs is closed and also on player side with the Italian midfielder. Mark, how you feeling?
Delighted is my evening all, by the way. Great to see you in person, Gary and Corey. On the WhatsApp group normally, so it's nice to see people, on the show. I'm delighted. I've said in the group that this Tonali signing in particular would probably be the most excited I've been about a signing maybe since Klinsmann. And it's not just for the quality of the player. This is a statement signing. This is a we mean business. We're doing what we need to. I'm not saying quite to the quality of a Declan Rice, but it's in the same mould, the same level of where it takes Arsenal at their stage of their build. We're not at their stage, obviously, but this is a real development, a big part of our development now. I'm so excited. And with Fernandes as well. I was saying I remember going to the Burnley home game at the start of last season, and our midfield three was Bergvall, Gray, and Sarr.
Yeah.
And you look at the three, unless something changes, is probably going to be Tonali, Fernandes, and Maddison, would you say? As the three. Totally different level. It's exciting.
Yeah. I mean, Corey, the fans deserve this, right? Like, as much as we all fight and we all row and we cuss each other, we deserve this as a fan base, don't we? Fernandes and Tonali, 185 million. We've gone and got a brand new quality midfield, and we've not had one for years. You're on mute.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
There we are. Oh, it's the settings on my new camera mic and everything. I'm still getting used to it.
Oh, yeah, we're all good, bro. We're all good.
We haven't had a good midfield really since Modric and Dembele, and we've been crying out for this board to wake the hell up for like the last 15 years, haven't we? I'm starting to wonder if aliens have beamed down into our stadium or taken them up and anal probed them and said, right, get on with it and sort these fans out with what they want. I'm sitting there like, right, what next? The midfield's sorted. We've got some quality defenders in. We need wingers. We need a striker desperately.
Yeah.
Obviously, the window so far now bumps it up for me up to about a 5.5, 6. Once we start shifting the make weights out of the club, it'll go up to an 8. And once we start getting wingers and strikers in, it'll probably go up to 9.5, 10. Finally, I can get on board instead of coming on this show every year when the transfer market goes and go, yeah, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. I can finally start sitting there as a smile on my face as a Tottenham fan. Mm-hmm. I literally had to check Sky Sports, looking everything, looked in the chat. I was like, someone's pulling my leg here. Mm-hmm. And then I look online. I'm like, I don't listen to the IT guys. I go straight to Sky Sports.
Well, look, a lot of ITKs got this right. By the way, the main ITK, who our man Ash stands by, has just posted that Matheus Fernandes has passed his medical. So it's all happening at Spurs. You've always got to have one. J Love, when you're talking about a title challenge, mate, listen, let me see what we do. At the moment, we've still got Richarlison, Solanke, Tell, Odegaard. I mean, you're not challenging for a title with those players. Relax, calm down, take it for what it is. It's a bloody brilliant start, lads. I won't go round in a circle because that bores me. But, guys, if I had said to you, the day we beat Everton, right? We beat Everton, we stay up. If I had said to you that 5 weeks later? Are we 5 weeks down the line from that? Maybe 4.5, 5 weeks? Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I'd said 5 weeks later, we're going to have Robertson, Senesi, Van Hecke, Fernandes, and Tonali, you would have called me an idiot, right? You would have said, oh, God, you're doing it again as a Spurs fan, wouldn't you? We would have, right?
Yeah, well, I think it goes, Gary, last time we were on, I think, we spoke about it. It's that past trauma thing, isn't there? We all wanted to believe that it was going to happen, but history told us it wasn't going to. And shout out to the optimists out there in the WhatsApp group, because they were just like, no, this year's different.
Yeah.
And if you say it for 20, if you say it 25 years in a row, eventually you're right.
One of these. Yeah. What did I say yesterday? I said, if you walk past the same guy 25 years in a row in the street, and every time you see him, he punches you in the face, you hate him. Then that 1 year that he doesn't, you suddenly go, "Oh, I love that guy." That's where we're at. But you take it, right, Mark? You at the moment, isn't it nice that we're not sitting here going Enoch out, and we're actually going, "Thank you. This is what they should have been doing and how they should have been operating." Mark.
Yeah, I mean, you think apart from the night we won the Europa League, when did we feel this positive? Last feel this positive?
Yeah.
You know, probably back in the Poch days when we could walk, you know, we were going into every game believing we could beat any team. Not that we would. Yeah, it's a long time coming. I'm really excited now. I just want to get to the start of the season. So
I know it's mad. But by the way, Andy Lester in the chat, big up, bro. Hope you're well. You know, I will not read out Plasma's chat where he's saying Tonali is average. I feel like, Gary, this kind of, or Corey, whoever, this kind of falls into all these clubs want these players, right? When their club doesn't get the player, isn't it mad how suddenly they're shit? Suddenly they're not worth any money. Like Man United fans.
Just
right?
look at Goldbridge. Fernandez and spat his dummy out.
Ash in our group put a compilation together, didn't he, of all the Man United fans saying, got to get Fernandez. Fernandez will be brilliant here. It's us and Spurs. Spurs can't get him. This is brilliant. And then all of a sudden it was the same fans going, he's not worth that money anyway. He's been relegated twice. He's shit. This is what football fans do, right?
Yeah, they're grasping at straws. If you can't see the quality of both of these two midfielders, I'm sure you're watching a completely different sport. I'm sat here just in awe so far. There's me since Martin Yol was sacked, Enoch out, Levy out every year. Every time I come on a show, these owners have got to go. Someone's got to, it's been boring, banging that same drum for 18 years. Just standing there like Enoch out, Enoch. It's getting boring. Now maybe they're starting to show the intent that they actually want. Whereas when they first brought out those statements, I was like, yeah, fluff pieces again to try and get everybody on board, get that money in for the season tickets, and then it'll be sign player Z down on the list somewhere from like the Turkish league or somewhere in fucking Mongolia, some player you never bloody heard of that everyone goes on YouTube, looks at a video compilation, go, oh yeah, he's really good, isn't he?
Yeah, and the exciting part for me is not just the Tonali signing for the quality and the statement of intent. Other quality players are going to look at this and go, do you know what? I fancy a bit of that.
Yeah. That's absolutely it, isn't it? I mean, Gary, that's got to be it, right? Like somebody said in the group earlier, and whether it was by design or it just happened to fall like this, they've sorted out the defence. They've sorted out the midfield. Now, is it almost in a better place, Gary? And I don't know who the forwards are going to be. We're hearing the same names over and over again. We don't know. Spurs go left field. Is it almost like we can go to these forwards now, Gary, and go, well, guys, if you come and join us, look, you're playing with him. Is that what you think they've done, or is it just falling like this, Gary?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of it is the coach, right? I mean, I think it's De Zerbi. Sounds like he made some calls to Fernandez, I believe. Don't know if he, obviously think he also knows Tonali. They're from the same area. I think if you're one of these players, a Savio, Rashford, when he gets done, whoever else, you're going to take a long, hard look and you're going to say, okay, they're putting something together there, right? They're serious. They've got Senesi and Van Hecke. These are names, premier quality players. So, I'm just excited. Now we can kind of step back for, off the cliff a little bit, for the next, few weeks and say, okay, give them a little bit of breathing space. We did these 2 deals, big deals, right in a row, boom, boom. Okay, what's next? They know from what it sounds like that they need a left winger and we need a striker, right? Richie's going to go. Romero's going to go. Garo's going to go. Dragison's going to go. We're going to get some money rolling in. We're going to do some deals. And I think we can breathe a sigh of relief and end well, and then start the preseason, start the season, with a solid squad. It's going to be fucking fun.
Do you know what? It's a great point, right? Is that at the moment you'd be going into preseason with, obviously if any of them are at the World Cup, we get it. But we'll be going into the World Cup with Robertson, into the preseason. Robertson will be there because he's back. Van Hecke, they've just been knocked out. He'll probably go and have his 2 weeks holiday now and be back for pre-season. Senesi won't be, but Tonali, not at the World Cup. Fernandez, not at the World Cup. So this is going to make a difference, right? We're actually going into a pre-season with new players ready to actually mould a team rather than on the last day of the transfer window, right?
It's about time this happened. You know, for years we've been saying, get it done early, get it done quick, get those players in before they end up elsewhere. I saw a link on Facebook of all places that Tottenham are interested in Krupi now as well. It's like, that's out of nowhere. Like, yeah, go on then, go get Krupi. Not a bad striker. And then people moan, oh, but he's only 19, 20, blah, blah, blah. He's still miles above Dominic Solanke and Richie. But, you know, I've just seen that on Facebook. I'm not seeing it on anywhere or any ITK say anything like that Tottenham are considering it. It's just what you see on, you know, the tripe on Facebook when you're doom scrolling watching England.
Yeah, it's mad. And everybody, by the way, I'll probably piss a few people off. Everybody's favourite ITK. Now, you know me, guys, right? I don't trust many people in life, to be honest. I don't trust many people. But this guy has got a little bit of a reputation for starting to get things very, very right within the world of Tottenham. And I don't know who he is. I've got no idea. I mean, he's got a few letters. I'm guessing he wasn't christened with that name. And he said, more to come. I promise. Turn your notifications on.
Is that Lubo in disguise?
Do you know what? I'd absolutely love it if it was Lubo. I would love to be able to give Lubo that credit. But, guys, I think the key thing here, right, is smiles on faces. Like, isn't that what it's about? Like, straight away, I'm seeing people complaining about finance. I'm seeing people go, oh, is he worth it? We made our bets. Right? Our beds were made that we were shit for years. We made the bed that if we want to get back to being a good team, we've got to pay. And that's what they're doing. Right? That's what they're doing at the moment. Now, it's 2 signings we could say this week. But if they keep going like this, why can't we be a good team again?
I mean, as it starters, you mean to go on that old saying, if you're going to keep going like this, I mean, we got the free transfers over the line, which I thought Senesi was a quality pull. Robinson adds experience. All right, he might have lost a yard or two of pace, but the youngsters could look at him and see, right, what's he doing in training? What's he doing for recovery? What's he doing in this, that, and the other? Maybe I can emulate that. And then we'll end up with mini Robinsons running up down the left wing. We brought in JP from Brighton. There's a lot of Brighton fans down there at the moment pretty pissed off that JP's left. I mean, I've got 4 neighbours upstairs screaming the day that went through, and I sat there laughing. I went, "God, you Spurs!" at the top of my window. But like, sorting out. I mean, I said the other night, to really make this team tick, you need the spine sorted out. And for a while, the spine has been missing a few vertebrae, standing strong, hasn't it? I mean, we've not had a great midfield since Modric and Dembele. We've insert midfielder here. He does an okay job for 2 seasons, and he falls off a cliff. We're still holding on to players like Ben Davis. Oh, well, he's doing his coaching badges. Well, don't give him an 80 grand a week contract then. Put him on a coach's wage, because he's not going to play. Then you're looking at...
I feel like everyone's worried. I feel like we're looking at the wrong things this window. I feel like the Ben Davis thing is... I get it, right? It's No, but it's not, Corey. I've noticed, Corey, you finish every sentence with a negative. I've noticed, like, you managed to slip in there something negative at the end of every sentence. Ben Davis, we all know why Ben Davis is here, right? We all know he's going to go into a coaching capacity, and we all know he's going to be used this year as a kind of, let's have you on the squad because you can play still, but we're going to mold you into a coach. I don't mind that. Now, that's a different conversation to me as to whether or not he should have been here the last 4 or 5 years, but right now, I'll ask Mark. Mark's Welsh. Mark, you're Welsh in case you didn't know.
You might get a bit biased response.
Yeah.
No.
But let's be fair. Ben Davis is not going to see a lot of football this season for Tottenham because of what you've got: Udogie, Van der Ven, that can both play left back, Senesi, Van Hecker, Danso, Van der Ven, who all could play centre back, Porro, Spence. He's not going to see a lot of football. So should we be really worrying about Ben Davis signing a year?
No, but I do see both sides of the argument. Is he good enough as a player? No, we know that. Is 80 grand for him in the grand scheme of things, where he's going to go in the future, stay with the club, go into the coaching, the positive impact he's going to have on the youth, etc. I'm not too worried about it personally. And obviously I've got the Welsh connection, but yeah, I mean, quality wise, he's not good enough. He probably shouldn't play any games this season, really, but I get why they've kept him around.
Yeah. By the way, just quickly, we did a poll in the chat that said, is this the best week in Enix history? 502 votes. 4% said no. I'd love to know the week that they remember that I don't. I'd love somebody to
back in 1965.
Yeah,
Lubo would come up with a stat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He knows the exact minute.
Back before colour TV.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, it's interesting, right? Let me spin this another way. Look, I'm happy as Larry. I mean, for me, this is the best midfield I think I've seen. I mean,
can you pull up that chart, Sav, that shows like when the overlay that shows Matters and Tonali and Fernandez, because it's now real, right? It's
yeah, sure.
You know, so we can start comparing and showing like how awesome this is going to be. I mean, and then we have Gallagher and we have Bentancur's backups. I mean, again, we have we're getting a solid squad, right? Not world class yet, but it's just so much more solid than it was before.
Do you know what I like, Gary? I like it when my guests come on here and give me admin and work to do in the background. It's good. Thank you. Keeping me on my toes. Here we go. This is what Gary asked for. So if Gary asks for it, Gary gets it, which is funny because in South London, that's a bit of a threat. There you go. That is James Maddison, Fernandez, and Tonali via Data MB all together.
Impressive.
Guys, I said this in yesterday's show, but yesterday was a bit more of a if this happens, right? Now this is reality. Now I saw some silly old twit, I'll be polite, earlier say, oh, now we've got these players in, I'd let go of players like Maddison. And I'm like, hang on, isn't Maddison everything we need? But Gary, you wanted this up. There you go. Talk me through it. Why did you want to see this?
Well, I mean, I really wish we could overlay against, Bergvall, Sar, and
there's no point. There's no point.
But I mean, so like, where are we lacking at this point now? I mean, hopefully, right? Everybody stays fit. We have one game a week, but we don't have the huge gaps. And you put it up there the other day. I can't remember if it was like Bergvall. I mean, he had like one tiny thing, right? It was like carrying the ball, and that was about it. So, I mean, this is a midfield, right? That has poise, right? That has some tenacity in it, that can stop a ball, that can pass, that can do the things that we need to do. That's not just going to get cut through like we've been watching like the last few years. So
a knife free butter it's been, hasn't it?
Yeah, Corey, exactly. It's just been atrocious, and since Dembele, it just really has. It was Son and Kane carrying the rest of the team. Okay, then we got Romero and Van de Ven. We started to get better at the back, and Adogi and Porro. Now we're starting to get a spine, like you're saying, Corey. Like we're starting to get a real spine.
Yeah, I mean, also look at their stats, how they're laid out on this graph. All of them cover something the other doesn't, which gives you balance. It gives you a bit of solidity in that midfield, doesn't it? Whereas you look at Gray, Bergvall, their stats, it's like what? Bergvall's carrying is like past these three players, but that's the only thing he does is run with the ball and then gives it away, then gives away a needless challenge. I keep saying the kid's in the wrong sport. He should take up as a middle linebacker in the NFL if he wants to run into people so badly. Gray, I saw something that Newcastle wanted Gray apparently, but that's been rebuffed because Gray's terrible as well. Yeah, it just looking at this, it fills me with a bit more positivity than what it has been the last few years. Watching Spurs is like, do I really want to watch it? I could go out with my son somewhere instead of watching Tottenham. I could take the dog out for a walk. I could go to the shops, instead of watching Tottenham. Now it's like this year, I want to watch Tottenham. I need to watch Tottenham. I want to watch these players.
Okay, so let me ask you guys then, is that, and we'll come back to this graph in a minute, and big up to everyone in the chat. How you doing? Smash the like button. This is a good day. If you can't smash the like button today, you're never gonna smash the like button. So guys, are we getting carried away? It's a great day, but are we getting carried away? Does all of this depend on the forward line? It's okay having a very good back four. It's okay having a good midfield. does all of this depend on the next 3 transfers, which will probably be the last 3, right? I can't imagine that Spurs are just going to keep buying. Does it depend on the next 3 as to whether or not it's been a great window?
Yes and no for me, because how much can you actually do in one window? But we've gone so fast out of the blocks that it's not going to surprise me if we address the other areas too. You know, if you brought in, I said in the chat earlier, if you brought me something like an Ivan Toney up front and a Solace left wing, for me, that's almost as good as a window can get, given where we finished last year and where we are at the moment. We've got to realise we can't attract the very elite players. But I think we're doing as well as we possibly can do at the moment.
Yeah.
You've got to look at Fernandez. He's only 21. This ceiling for potential and growth is ridiculous. It's what? He's been in the Premier League 2-3 years now. He's with Southampton relegated, West Ham relegated. But each season he's impressed and got better as he's played. So I can see a lot of potential in Fernandez. And 85 mil, not bad. Tonali, he's got a great pro there to learn from. He's got other great pros in that team to learn from at 21. It's finally starting to look up.
Yeah, look, it's crazy. I mean, Gary, it is looking up. Look, I mean, it's easy to put things like this on there, Gary, and we all go, "Oh my God, look! You know, the whole circle's filled. We're sorted. It's brilliant." But there is a lot of work to do, and I think this needs to be, for me, as great as this all is. I think this is a reminder, without it being negative. I think this is a reminder of, unfortunately, it's taken us to be one game away from being relegated for us to do this. And I hope that this is now the norm. Do you know what I mean, Gary? I hope that this isn't the one-off, hey, we're going to go big because we're in a mess. I hope this is I'm not saying every window we're going to buy 2 players at 90 million or whatever. I'm not saying that. But I hope they now realise, Gary, what needs to be done to be a good team.
Yeah, well, you hope this sets us up, right, with new coach, style, right, everybody moving in one direction, that this year is going to be solid. I would love to see us obviously move up the table, get into Europa, and I'd like to see us have a really good cup run. You know, like that's my expectation for the season. And then next summer, we look and say, okay, who did well, who got hurt, where are the gaps, where do we need to fill if we're going back into Europe again? And you don't have to go as big. You know, there might be just like 2 or 3 players that we need that slide other players, you know, kind of behind them. And then, you know, we do that, right? And we don't have to constantly do like 7 or 8 players in or out. So that's what I'm hoping that they understand. Kind of, this was I don't want to say a one-time thing, but this was a little bit more unique because of how poorly we, you know, been doing the last number of years. And then we just have steady, consistent, you know, solid, like, playing and, you know, recruiting and, you know, bringing in players and signing players.
Yeah, sorry for everyone seeing me. I'm just trying to change around a few things. I feel like it's got a bit bigger and it's covering my face, which a lot of you probably think is a good thing. So I'll just leave that there. I mean, look, it's interesting, right? Look, as the show goes on, we will talk about other news. I mean, obviously, we've heard news to 2 other things today, right? If Fernandez wasn't enough yesterday, we've heard news today of Vuskovic has gone. We'll talk about that in a bit. We've heard news from Paul O'Keefe that Krupi is one of the names on the Spurs list, as well as yesterday we heard that Balogun is on the Spurs list. And it really does feel as though De Zerbi's kind of given them a list of names and gone, if you want me to join Tottenham, get me this. Like, do you know what I mean? It almost feels like when they've signed him, guys, I mean, Mark, I'll come to you. It almost feels like when we got him because we were in an absolute mess, it's almost like they've gone, 12 million a year enough? And he's gone, I like 12 million a year, but I need some reassurances. And look, I wasn't in the room, but you get the feeling something like that took place.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think he needed reassurances. And if they've got anything about them, and it's not a massive thing, but I just think the atmosphere in the stadium those last couple of games, despite us being in trouble, and particularly afterwards, just the feel-good fact. I know there was relief first of all, but just the energy in the stadium, the passion that De Zerbi was showing, and the togetherness he'd already created. I think the club looked at this and went, "Do you know what? This is the time. We've got to go all in, back this guy." And fair play to them; they're doing it. So.
I mean, yeah, is this kind of like a? I mean, it's difficult. I don't want to say that finally everything's aligned, because we've been burnt so many times that I as much as I want to be bouncing off the ceilings with these two signings, I'm like, there's a catch. Like, I'm sure there's a catch. Like, tomorrow they're going to announce that season tickets have gone up by like £300 or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, you just feel like there's going to be a catch. But does it feel like right manager, right time, right signings, right time to drop money? Does it feel like this is what we've been waiting for 25 years?
It does for me. The thing that I was going to add is that, you said about, what's the offset for it? Some people will see the fact that Bergvall could go, and obviously we sold Vuskovic, as that's negative. But what did we get for Vuskovic? 46 million for a kid who's never played for the first team.
That's mad, isn't it?
Not bad.
So, and I know he's got potential, but there's never any guarantee at that age how they're going to turn out. And you look at Chelsea, very good at turning their youngsters over, making a profit. Some of them come good, some of them don't. Yeah, for me, this is, again, since Poch, definitely the most aligned the club is throughout. Now, if we address those forward areas, which we should do, the transformation in 6 months will be unbelievable.
But with what pressure? And when I say that, I mean, when there's not a lot expected of us, we heap a lot of pressure on managers. Like last year, there was a lot of pressure on Frank. There was a lot of pressure the year before on Ange. This year, already you can see people start talking about title races. Like, I know that's crazy, and I know that level-headed people won't, but the pressure that it's going to put on De Zerbi, right? Because from day one, it's going to be, well, you've been backed, right? From day one, it's going to be, this is nearly his team. You think already he's had 6 new players, and 5 of them, if I'm not wrong, are first-team starters. So if you go and get a left winger and a striker, 7 of the 11 are his. So are we going to be patient with him, or are we going to expect miracles, Gary? Like, are we going to go, you must get Champions League, if you don't, you're gone?
Some people are definitely going to say that. And he does get paid the big bucks. So we do have to see improvement, right? And to your point, he's getting the players, I think, that he wants to play his style. It's going to take time to implement that, and there's going to be ups and downs. I think that Champions League is probably a little bit too far this season to go, but we would like to see at least a conference or a Europa for next season, to have Europe and get in there. And like I said, and then a solid cup run. We don't have to win it, I don't think. It'd be nice, though. But to see us focus on those two, because like we've talked about, 2 competitions. We don't have 3 competitions, actually. We don't have, the big one. So, I think that we need to just have, I don't want to say we temper, but we just need to have realistic expectations about where we should be going.
We're not good with that, are we? We're not good with realistic. Is this going to change, Gary, depending on the front 3 that we buy, though? So, for example, and I'll just play pie in the sky here. If Tottenham were going to go out and buy Marmoush and Gakpo, right? If I said the Spurs team next year is going to be Kinski, Porro, Senesi, Van Hecke, Van der Ven, Tonali, Fernandes, Maddison, with Gakpo, Kudus, and Marmoush. Does that change things in terms of 1 game a week? Suddenly now you'll be going, that's got to get Champions League, right? I know that's crazy, but
got to get close. We got to get close with that, I feel like. I mean, so if we went and did that, then I would say, like, we need to have a really good season. There should be no reason not to. Again, realize that it's going to take a little bit of time at the beginning. So September, October, November, there will be some bumps and stuff, and then we know that there might be potential, medical issues, as there usually are at Spurs. But I think that we have a great chance of winning, and winning a lot of games this season. So if we were to do that, but we still need to get the front three sorted out. So that's TBD, right?
Well, look, Romano's just said this. Listen, fair play to Romano, right? I think that this guy, people love him or hate him, depending on if the news is good or bad for their club, right? So when he gives a here we go and it's for the team, it's, Romano's reported this. When it's, I'm hearing that so-and-so is leaving your club, it's, we hate him, he's terrible. He said it all along, lads. Romano said it all along. It's only Spurs. And he's gone on to say this. Sandro Tonali had agreed personal terms with Spurs around mid-June. So his clear intention was to join Spurs. No space for other clubs. De Zerbi was pushing behind the scenes to get it done. Crucial to make it happen. I mean, Corey, it's crazy. I mean, mad, right? Mid-June.
Especially mid-June, like nothing's open. No one can really speak to players or put bids in. It's mental thinking that De Zerbi was behind this since mid-June. I'm just sat here like in awe of what that guy's doing for our club, bringing in these players, talking to these players, and actually selling the club properly. How many managers have we had since Poch has left that this not really been sold properly as a club, as a project? Now De Zerbi's here. It's like, right, this player, and that player. Get me them. Right. And then when he come out the other week and said, I've got 12 players here I could work with, I think he's given 6 to 8 too many. There's probably 4 he could work with. The rest, I wouldn't bat an eyelid if we sold really cheaply. It just fills me with so much pride being a Tottenham fan again. I can get excited like this season. I can go to my granddad's house and actually watch matches instead of it being a 2-hour like bore fest of us just screaming at the TV than screaming at each other.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it does, right? I mean, Mark, if we look at this, you feel like there's a plan at last. Let me remove this. Sorry, you feel like when you look at that midfield two coming in, I would suggest probably Senesi and Van Hecker will play centre-half and will probably adopt a little bit of a kind of Dutch way of Van de Ven at left-back. I don't know. It gives you options. You kind of see a plan, right? You kind of look and go, all right, this looks nice. And I kind of see that Spurs want to be a football team again rather than just lots of people chucked together. Am I over-egging that, or do you feel the same?
No, I feel the same. And, one thing I was going to bring off the back of the last comments was that I remember at the start of, at the end of last season, we were talking about who could go, who could leave. And I think I said in the group, the only people I'd really care about was Maddison, maybe Mickey, Kudus, Mikey Moore, just to see how he gets on, and Vuskovic. Well, because of the quality we brought in at the back, Vuskovic, I'm like, whatever. Off you go. We'll take the money and we'll move on. And that's the sign of a good plan. We brought quality in, and hopefully it puts that mindset where the squad will think, I'm not safe here. They're buying quality players continuously, so I've got to up my game. And I can't emphasize how important these 2 signings in particular are. I think it's going to drive standards up across the club.
Yeah.
Gary.
Oh, sorry. Go on, Corey.
That's what I was just saying. It just has to drive these players to want to be better now. Because for the last 4 years, we've had this player come in, Bergvall, Gray, just thrown in at the deep end. Yeah, you play because no one else is there because everybody else is injured. Now I'm sitting here like, all right, now we can actually start clearing the deck of some of these players that aren't that good. I mean, Vuskovic, we can see there's potential there, but Brighton, 46 million, basically made most of our money back signing JP.
Well, so it's 6 million, right? It's a 6 million difference. So I believe that before tonight, again, Ash is like our resident ITK in our own chat, isn't he? I swear that boy lives on his, like, he just lives for it. He said, like, if you actually look now with the Vuskovic signing going out for 46 million, before Tonali, it was 6 players coming in, I believe, or five players coming in at a cost of 91 million. Now, obviously, you add Tonali to that, you've added another 100 million, but you've got 6 players at 190 million. But I think the beautiful thing about this, guys, is there are still players to go out. I know there's still players to come in, but we've only sold one player.
Yeah.
Am I right? I know we let Basuma go. He was on free.
Velez went for 9 million.
Valise, okay, yeah, Valise went for what, 8 million or whatever it was.
9-ish.
But in terms of people that were actually at the club last season, no one's gone, right? No one other than Vuskovic was on loan. No one's gone. So you've still got money to be made from Romero, Sarr, Dragashin, possibly Jed Spence. I don't know what's happening there.
Bergvall.
Gary, this is good, right? Like this is what we wanted. We wanted players to go, players to come in. This is what teams do. They wheel and they deal.
Yeah, we needed a whole reset, right? We've been talking about it. I hate to use the word rebuild, but I'd just say reset. And this is what we need, you know? And so we're going to have a solid group at the back. We'll get Dragashin will go maybe 15 million, 10 to 15 there, whatever. Romero is likely gone 50 to 60 if we can get for him. I would love MGW, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's next season. You know, we'll get hopefully Sarr. Maybe we get 20 for him. Vicario, 15 to 20, depending upon if you go to Uwe or, you know, they'll pay less in Serie A. Yeah, I think that there's money to be made. I mean, at the end of it, it might be we spent 150, and we know if we would have went down, we would have lost 200. So I think that's good business. Like that's pretty good business to get, you know, and then Gray maybe goes on loan or he stays, and then maybe Bergvall does go on loan, and maybe, you know, that brings up his value. And next season he's sold if he's not, you know, he's not what we need. So we're shrinking the squad. We're getting higher quality, right? Prem proven, just fits the system. And we haven't even really seen De Zerbi in his system yet, right? Like he had to come in and get us over the hump. And so it's going to be interesting to see the football, right, that they're all playing. Like, to your point, Corey, earlier I was watching JP the other night. That dude's a freaking hammer. Like he plays strong. He's like getting black eyes and cuts on his head. Doesn't give up, right? Like can pass the ball. Like it's fun to watch him play. Like he's no mug. So I'm like, these are the type of players that we're bringing in. We just haven't seen them in so long that it's. I think for me, it's kind of tough to remember what that was like. You know?
Yeah. Seeing an old school player on the pitch still with like a massive cut in his head. Takes me back to like the 90s when I think it was Psycho Pierce had his head split open, bandaged him up and kept him on playing. Yeah. And then hearing an American say mug, it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys, because it's so strange, right? Like I sit here I'm really happy because what I have wanted is starting to happen. So when people were crying for all these youngsters to sign, I was like, I don't want to sign them all. I don't want to sign them all. I want better players. Now some of the youngsters are being touted to be sold and being sold. I don't mind because I didn't want them in the first place unless they're ready to play. But Mark, there's a lot of them that actually anybody, but we start with you, Mark, and we go. There's a lot of people that straight away have found negatives today of 100 million for tonight. We sold Vuskovic and he's going to be world class. Is it a case of we've asked for the club to act like a big club, but when they do, we then start to realize, that actually means letting go of some people that we might have soft spots for?
Yeah, I think, well, there's a few points there. I think some people just wake up and look for the negative in everything on a daily basis. I just think that's their mentality.
Easy to do as a Spurs fan, though, Mark, right? Easy to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, that was going to be my next point. Equally, again, it's that past trauma thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stockholm.
Nothing ever quite goes as well as expected and whatnot. Yeah, I think there's some of it. We know that people get, once players come to our club, and it's admirable in one sense because they get protective over the players. But I think on the flip side of that, they overhype them. They see that they think they've got more quality than perhaps they have. I think once those fans see the likes of Tonali and Fernandez on the pitch next season, they'll be like, all right, fair enough. Because you got to remember, Fernandez is a year older than Archie Gray,
and I think he's just under a year older than him and Bergvall, right?
and he's just on a different level. So
Right.
yeah, so I think, and I think a lot of it goes back to, I think we as fans, we've been so drained of quality in our squad for so long that some of our fans have forgotten what a quality footballer is, and I think we're going to see that again next season. So I'm excited. I haven't been this excited for a long time. When we stayed up the last game of the season, there was a little bit of relief, but I was actually, I know, speaking to a lot of you, a lot of fans were numb. On match days, it was just going through the mill with Spurs. I'm excited to get to that stadium now and watch this team and see it develop.
Yeah. By the way, guys, just some breaking news. There's a lot of talk tonight that Jurgen Klopp, nothing to do with Spurs, nothing to do with Spurs, no more Bombers. That Jurgen
Is he the
Klopp
assistant manager?
could be going in as the Julian Nagelsmann replacement to Germany. Just thought that was
not a surprise.
Some tidy information there. By the way, it could have been different if England hadn't sorted themselves out in the last 15 minutes of this game. We could have been seeing Klopp coming in as the England manager. But I mean, Gary, I want to bring this up, right? I mean, this, I would say it came out of nowhere, but I feel like we've known this for a few weeks, right? That it's in conversation, and there's a lot of talk, and I really want to get all of the chat involved in this, because this will be one, I've got no doubt, that will split everybody down the middle. I'll go early, Gary, right? I'll say, for me, I don't care. This kid could end up being the greatest centre-back in the world or not. And sometimes that's the roll of the dice, right? But equally, Tottenham Hotspur have made £46 million, of which I think we paid like 8 million for him. So we've made like £38 million profit on a kid that's never played for us before. And that literally funds Van Hecker, who is a 25-year-old Dutch international who's got 5 years in the Premier League. I'm happy with it. What's your feeling, Gary, on Vuskovic leaving Tottenham Hotspur?
Yeah, I mean, life is all about timing, right? Right place, right time, right people. And you got to be fit for purpose and fit for use in whatever you're doing. And it just sounded like for De Zerbi, like maybe he did like him, but maybe he wasn't, he's not at the level yet. Sounds like, Brighton seems like a good club for him to be at. We made money off of it. We didn't have to have any investment, we put him out on loan, did well, last couple seasons. And we have a 20% sell-on clause and the ability to potentially match, I'm not saying we will, or he would want to come back. So, to me, it was just good business. It's part of it. Like we've talked about, City, they do this all the time. Palmer.
Yeah.
On
right,
and then he's a beast, and that's just how it goes. And you name the other major clubs, and they bring, they have a stock of like kids, and they either fit or they don't. And sometimes you're like, hey, maybe we should have kept them, but at the time they just weren't right for what we were doing. So I think it's good business. Like you gotta be ruthless, and this was the right way to go.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I mean, Corey, how do you feel, Corey? Because obviously this is one where I feel like a lot of people talk about Vuskovic as though they watch him week in, week out, rather than seeing a few clips. So where are you with Vuskovic? Let me know in the chat. Where are you at, people? Where are you at with Vuskovic?
I watched a lot of his games last season because, me, I've watched football all around. I was impressed with what he did out on loan, but Germany and England are very similar in their league setups, like strong teams, strong, aggressive play from the teams that are in those leagues, right? 18 years old, not kicked the ball for us yet. Solid business. And I mean, Brighton will only, double or triple that profit in about 3 years' time, 4 years' time, when he actually starts showing that potential that is there. But it's very raw and it's very green at the moment.
Yeah, ignore me. But by the way, ignore me when I'm doing this. I'm just playing about a few things. I don't stream every day now, so my
we just didn't have time. And we don't want to waste his time. We don't, sitting on the bench. He needs to grow. He needs to develop. To Corey's point, like he needs to work on his pace. There's things that he needs to work on. So he needs to be out playing football. Don't keep him around. Why does everybody want to keep these kids around just to like make themselves feel good or make us feel or whatever. Like, we should care about their careers. And if it's not going to be here at Spurs, let them go.
Definitely. I mean, like I said, I watched a lot of him last season. He was very impressive. He made the team of the year. He got young player of this 3 months running. He also got goal of the season, player of the season, everything, like accolades galore. But does that really come into the Premier League?
Yeah, and it also goes to what he wants. You know, what does he want? And Gary will know from, you know, American sports. You know, sometimes you sell when the stock is highest. He's just, you know, you get more assets. You know, when their stock is high. He had a brilliant season. He wasn't going to play at Spurs, so let's maximise the profit, get him out the door now, and it benefits him and Spurs.
Yeah.
What maximised that profit was how good he played last season in Germany.
Exactly.
If he had a meh season, we probably would have sold him, but only like 20 million because of how good he actually played in Germany. It boosted that upwards.
I think it comes down to this. I think this is absolutely right, PH family. Big up to you and hello. You're right. Listen, I'm really bored of what ifs. I'm really bored of. All I get is you guys. I'm not on X. The only X account I've got is for transfers. It's not my account. My friend lets me use it. I don't post or anything, right? So when I'm in the group with you boys in the WhatsApp group, all I see is so and so as this tactico fan has said, "Oh, Spurs are letting go of the best young player." No offense, but if he was truly amazing, I would have thought it would have been someone bigger than Brighton. I'm not saying Brighton's not good for him. I think it's a great place for him to be going. But I feel like we're getting really caught up, not us here. I feel like a lot of people are getting really caught up in something they really don't know. I feel like they're making out as though this is like when Dele Alli joined us. Dele Alli at the age of 18, we all went, bloody hell, didn't we? Yeah. Like scoring goals, assisting, brilliant, link up. Like none of these kids have done that. So I want to move that on to, I mean, Mark, let me get your, first of all, Mark, 46 million. 46 million for him. Like, first of all, football transfers have gone doolally. But other than that, 46 million. That's half of what we've just paid for Tonali for a 19-year-old kid. That's great business, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I've got no problem. Like PH just said in the chat, I've got no problem with, I'm not sentimental about any of our players. I want the best possible players, the best possible squad at Spurs. And if De Zerbi thinks the best thing for Vuskovic was to move him on, get the money, that's reinvested, and we get stronger, then, I'm all for it.
Also clears a wage off of the books as well, doesn't it? So
there's no, I'm not saying I agree with you. I think Brighton's a great place for him to go. I think he does have a bright future, but there's no guarantee. And as he said, he didn't expect to play next season. So we keep him and his stock goes down because he's not playing. So
right. But Mark, the other way of looking at this, right, is we all play Monday morning quarterback, don't we? You know, in 4 years, Vuskovic gets sold from Brighton and he goes to Barcelona for 100 million. I don't know. In 4 years' time, who knows what the transfer fees will be, right? He goes to Barcelona for 125 million. And people will go, see Spurs. But isn't the point what you said, Mark? Isn't it about now? Like, if we've sold Vuskovic and then this year, I don't know what's going to happen in the market still, but this year we get top 5 in Champions League. We shouldn't be worrying about what happens to a young player's development elsewhere, should we?
Well, I always say the price is irrelevant relative to success, isn't it? And let's be honest, if he gets sold for 100 million by Brighton, we get 20 million of that. It means we've made 66 million for a kid who never played for us.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow.
That's like 10 Alfie Divines right there.
Yeah.
Like
12 Alfie.
Yes, 100%. I agree with Daniel.
I'd say that. Brian would be all over that one.
Oh, I know.
12 Alfie Divines in the club.
I know.
I think it's mad. I mean, it's crazy. And this is why I'll move this on to Bergvall, right? And everyone always has a go at me because of Bergvall. But, like, again, every game I watch Bergvall, I don't know what he does. Like I see him pass a few 5-yard passes, and people go, "Oh, he did really well." Like last night. Yes, it was France. Yes, it was France. The game before that, what was it? Sweden versus Netherlands. Game before that was Sweden versus. I never see the boy do anything. And I'm not knocking him, but if we could get, I can't believe anyone on page. If we could get 50 million for him, lads, and you've made 100 million for Busquets and Bergvall, 2 players who are not starters. That is Spurs moving different. That is Spurs doing good business, isn't it? Like,
Definitely.
100 million for those 2.
Definitely. But I mean, also for Vuskovic, he wants to play football. He doesn't want to just sit around and be a cheerleader, does he? So, like, he said last season when he went out on loan, I want to be at the level that obviously Romero and Mickey are at, but I don't see myself getting in this team. He went out on loan. I have huge respect for a 17-year-old to come out and say that, you know. Huge respect for a kid to say that. I actually liked him more going out on loan instead of just sitting in the background, you know. And then he's come back. We've gone out and got another 2 quality centre backs. He's probably looked up and gone, "Oh shit, okay, well maybe my time's over here, so I need to move on to help my career move forward." And like everybody said, Brighton is a very good team for them to come to. I mean, their training facilities are great. The aura around the city, because I live in it, even though I'm a yid, is buzzing. I mean, he'll be welcomed in as one of their own, basically, down here in Brighton, and they'll get him playing. So what's the point of an 18-year-old with like very huge potential sitting on a bench doing nothing when you can sell him at a massive profit? Now, as for Bergvall, I have sat here the best part of nearly 2 years with you in groups, basically going, what does he do? What does he actually do? Give the ball away and run into people. It's just not great, is it?
No. I mean, Gary, your feelings, and again, Bergvall might go somewhere and be great, but why would we worry about that when we've got better? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, isn't that the point, Gary, that we shouldn't be so sentimental about people that have? This isn't like when we lost Dembele. This isn't like when we can turn around and go, "Oh my God, we've lost Harry Kane. Look what he did, and Dembele did this, and Walker." These are people that have done nothing in a Tottenham shirt. Are you worried? Are you bothered? Where are you at?
Not in the least bit. Could care less. Like, get as much money as you can for them. Move them on. Good luck to them. We wish them the best in their career. And let's move forward because we got to go win some football matches this year. So, and I want to get more out the door. You know, I would love to get great money for Bergvall. I mean, if we get 50 million, that's amazing. You know, and then we can get some money for, like we said, Sarr, Vicario, Romero. Just, it's, you know, get it done. So I don't see why everybody's so worried about it, because there's like a million other players out there that are better, right? Like we've talked about, that we don't even ever scout that we could bring in. So, you know, like what we were talking about, Sav, you said you thought potentially the other day that like Ferran Torres or whatever might be like our sleeper pick. You know, like there are so many of those guys out there that like that, you know, that are just like good that we never talk about that would be so great to slot into our team. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, guys, look, I just in the background, I just put this together, and I haven't used this for ages, but all of these players are Tottenham Hotspur players. You know, like last season where you had to make up if we sign. So all of these players are currently Tottenham Hotspur players once Tonali gets over the line, and just so you know, I've left there's no one up front. I've left the left wing and the striker up clear. But that's a bloody good team, isn't it?
Yeah,
Definitely. Yeah. I've been saying for the longest time now, put Van de Ven out on the left back instead of relying on Udogie. My God, the guy needs to be sold as well. Porro, I've been knocking him for the last 2 years, but I can see why we wanted to keep him. Fernandes and Tonali in that midfield with Senesi and Van Hecke, the spine itself is just fantastic. I just look at that and I'm like, that's a team.
And can you,
if you look at that, sorry, just quickly, Mark, just what you said there, Corey. If you actually look at that, the spine of Senesi, Van Hecke, Fernandes, and Tonali, Spurs have just gone and bought that spine for. I mean, what we're looking at 185 plus Van Hecke, we're looking at 235 million pounds, right? Spurs have just gone and bought that. And that's what Corey, we've known each other years now. This is what we've been asking for years. Go and buy good midfielders that can be a spine. Go on, you know, for years I've heard Spurs fans just talk about Van de Ven, Romero. Say, no, let's shake it up. Let's change. Let's do something different. And that, I want to watch that. And more than that, Corey, depending on who the winger and the striker are, I think the opposition teams won't want to play that.
They won't.
Because you've got pace at fullback. You've got 2 ball-playing centre-halves that can bring the ball out. You've got energy, tackling, passing, driving forward with a ball in midfield. A playmaker in Maddison. You've got a winger like Kudus who's quick, strong, can beat players. People aren't going to want to play that.
They're not, no. I mean, a lot of the Zerbi's MO really is about players that are really good with their feet and can find a pass, right? When he come out and said, like I said earlier on, 12 players I think I can work with, how many of those 12 players have actually made it to that list there? Two.
Right.
Well, probably Maddison and Kudus were injured, but like he didn't really get a chance to see them, but we know of their qualities. So
yeah,
Van de Ven and Porro.
Yeah.
Where these other like 8 to 12 players that you said he liked. If I was him, we're like, right, this is my team now. Right, let's make the bench a bit stronger, go on, sign some better wingers and forwards, and we might actually start doing this instead of.
Well, Corey, that's what I was going to add is for the last 20 minutes now, how often last season did we see the likes of Bergvall and Gray come on and our structure fell apart? You know, in those final games with De Zerbi when Paulinho or Bentancur came off. Look at the bench now. You'll have the likes of Danso, solid. If you need to come on, you've got Bentancur, Gallagher, Xavi Simons is on the bench.
Yeah.
The quality is, seeping onto the bench now, and that's what we've missed as well.
And you know what will also benefit Xavi Simons here? Players that can pass a ball.
Right. Do you know what?
Players that can pass a ball.
I feel like, again, it's really important when we're judging players that we judge them by the surroundings. And, you know, like, think of Maddison and Simmons. They will absolutely love this, knowing that Tonali and Fernandes will get them the ball. Right? Tonali and Fernandes will get them the ball. And it will probably, in more likelihood than not, now let me play about with this. It will probably more than likelihood look a little bit like that. You know, like maybe with Fernandes being the kind of deep lying player, because I read an article the other day saying that De Zerbi had promised him that he was going to come in and be the main guy that sits at the base and does all the deep lying stuff. And then it allows Tonali to go. Now, what it also means is if Maddison needs a rest, if Maddison gets injured, then you can do that for the energy, right? You can do that.
So
then you've got
Gallagher in
Tonali and Gallagher. So, and you could, when he's fit, you could. I'm just spitballing here, guys. I think because this gives us options, depending on what we buy on the left, you could now do that. Because now you've got Van de Ven who can fly down that left wing, allowing Xavi Simons to come inside and play with the others. Suddenly it looks like a technical football team again.
It's really good to see. Plus the fact with, you know, there's a massive Dutch contingent now in the club as well. So that's what I'm loving. We have the Belgian wall. Now we've got the Dutch contingent. It's just fantastic to look at. And then, you know, it's just so nice to finally sit here as a Tottenham fan and go, like him. You can go through that squad now, and maybe with these better players around, we'll see a better Porro. Putting Van de Ven out at left back, where I've been saying for nearly 2 years, put him there, don't put him at centre back. Because when he plays for Holland, he's at left back, not left centre back. So, like, use his pace, use his strengths properly, get him down that wing. Yeah, if we get Gakpo, Simmons, Krupi, you're playing Football Manager now. But
hang on. You say I'm playing Football Manager. Spurs are 2 players away from making it a reality and it not being Football Manager, lads. Like
Vinay is playing Football Manager now.
My Vinay.
Yeah.
Our guy Vinay, the Arsenal scout.
But Look, I don't know what they're going to do on the left. I think it's more than likely going to be this, right? I think it's more than likely going to be. I think it is going to be Savio. I do think that there's been too much noise about it. I think it's like.
So they did say Savage going to be 60. They're asking for 60. Do you think that Gakpo would go higher than him?
Gakpo's got a lot more to his game. Savio's great, but
I
Gakpo
think
has
it'll be
something.
this. I could be wrong. By the way, happy to be wrong if they keep playing the way they have. I think it'll be something like this with Gakpo as because if you look, De Zerbi doesn't play with an out and out forward. You know, like when he was at Brighton, you know, he used to have people rotating in and out. It wasn't like they had a guy that scored 30 goals a season, right? So I've got a feeling we'll see something like this. And wouldn't that be an absolute dream for James Maddison?
Oh, yeah.
To receive the ball on the half turn, and he's got Kudus flying down one wing, Savio flying down the other, Gakpo will run the channels, Tonali will be the one that runs in beyond, and Fernandes will be the one that sits. That's mad, right? In one summer, we could achieve this in one summer.
Just get James Maddison some bionic knees and we'll be good to go, man. I mean, think about that. If we did that and then next summer we got Morgan Gibbs-White, like that would just be sick. Like we would just be starting to put together.
Oh, we got some Morgan Gibbs-White and that'd be the end of Nottingham Forest. They'll get relegated.
I would love it.
By playing.
I'd love it.
I mean, I'd love that, by the way. I'll be honest. I would love that.
Oh, yeah.
I think I love Morgan Gibbs-White. I think he's a quality player. But it's going to be really interesting, guys, to see what they do. I know, you know, an aspect of this, Corey is right. An aspect of this is playing Football Manager. But 2 signings away from the next 2 signings for me, possibly 3, are really going to show us what are we made of. Because
definitely,
guys, I'll say this: you can be good at the back, you can be great in midfield, but you've got to have a way of putting that biscuit in the basket, as my friend says, right?
Well,
definitely.
You know, going back to what I said earlier now, though, but how much easier is it now to go out to someone, be it Ivan Toney, be it Krupi, whoever, and go, fancy joining Spurs, and they say, oh, who's going to be feeding me the ball? Oh, Tonali, Maddison, Kudus, Fernandes, take your pick.
Yeah. Right.
Mm.
Absolutely. And look, I think it's almost a blessing that we've got 1 game a week.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a blessing. Now, don't get me wrong. It will be really frustrating when it's midweek and you're like, oh, Spurs haven't played for 7 days. And, you know, but I think it's a great opportunity. And I think De Zerbi, I think he's a very lucky man, by the way. Love De Zerbi. I'm not, this isn't, people will take this negatively. This guy is getting what none of these other managers have had. Isn't it? He's getting what none of these other managers have had. He's getting what did Gary say? It's a reset, not a rebuild, right? Yeah, it's a reset, not a rebuild. He's getting, I have 2 new centre halves, done. I'll have 2 new centre mids, done. I'll have a left wing and a striker. Looks like we're going to get those in. This guy's walked in and got his team from the beginning, 1 game a week, which means he's got all week to train with them, which means there's no flying. I don't mean like the flight down from London to Newcastle for 45 minutes. I mean, like there's no, let's take a trip to outer Bosnia or what. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's a very lucky man, but I do think that puts pressure. I do think it will put pressure on, right, as well.
He also, Sav, has 6-7 games that he like got to see. You know, he got to be in the stadium. He got to like work with the players and look at the organization and see all that. So he is in a good spot to know what he needs and what needs to take place, right, to move us forward. And he's building, like you said, he's building his team. So now is the time. Like, we're not going to be perfect coming out the gates. Got to be, you know, have a little patience. But I'm hoping to see something that we haven't seen for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, even Lewis Dunk come out and said something about JP when we signed him from Brighton about it's going to be a miss for us down here. He's such a great pro, such a great person to train with. Tottenham don't know what they're in for with him. So when you're getting the captain of Brighton, giving his blessing to, you know, his teammate and the guy that he plays week in, week out with, going to a team that is one of the big six. I say that in air quotes because we haven't been a big six club really until these statements came out this year. We started acting like a club and signing quality. I mean, it's the two Qs for me. Every year we've signed a lot of quantity, not quality. Now we're starting to sign quality, and we're trying to get out that quantity, aren't we? That been brought in. I mean, when you take it back to like all these other managers, we've had serial winning managers like Jose Mourinho, Conte, on their resumes alone, multiple Champions League winners with their clubs that they've been at, won league titles and everything, not properly backed. And now you actually see it after how many years of us saying this needs to be sorted, that they've actually stuck to. I'm actually sat here in surprise that they've actually managed to stick to a mandate instead of just going, yeah, we go for this player. Right, season tickets are in, right, now we'll go for player Z. You know, it's just nice to sit here and go.
Just quickly, Newcastle have wasted no time. Newcastle have just signed Bazumana Toure from Hoffenheim. Now, I've seen this lad play. This is a good player. So the transfer fee were 50 million euros plus a sell-on for the promising young winger. Again, it's just a merry-go-round, isn't it, guys? Like, players are just moving for fun at the moment. Like, transfer windows. I don't know if you guys remember. Like, obviously, you remember. When I was younger, transfer windows were never 7, 8, 9 signings a summer. Transfer windows were maybe you might get 1 or 2 in the summer. And you literally had the same team as the year before, but maybe 1 or 2. You know, I just thought I'd share that news. 50 million euros plus sell-on for the 20-year-old winger. It's a record sale for Hoffenheim. It's a record sale. So yeah, I just thought I'd give you all that news. And I expect Newcastle will have a lot of money to spend. They spent huge. Sorry, they sold Gordon. They've sold Tonali. If I'm not wrong, that's 175 million for the 2 players they've made, right? The year before they got what, 130 for Isak?
Yeah.
Isak, yeah.
I thought it was 175 or something like that.
Let's see if they can go again. Guys, one thing we haven't talked about is outgoings. Like, outgoings is a really important part of transfer window. So when people say, and I agree with when Corey said earlier, a lot of people just go, oh my God, it's a 10 out of 10 window. For me, I think it's going to be really, really important to see who goes. Are you expecting, lads, to see a flurry of players leave now?
I just don't want Romero to do any. I don't want Romero to do any bonehead things in the World Cup so that he reduces his value. But I expect him to go. You know, like what is it? Like Atletico, Barcelona, whoever else. So I think he'll go. Cario's going to go likely to Juve. Yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be nice to see Sarr go too. I don't think we really need him around any longer. So it'd be good to see him go.
I keep saying Sarr's in a wrong sport. He should take up track and field. The guy's rapidly quick, but not a footballer.
Yeah.
But that's what we've had a lot for the last few seasons. We've had a lot of athletes, not footballers. Now we're actually starting to bring in footballers and not athletes, right? There is an athletic component to being a professional football player, but actually having a football player first and not an athlete. It just stands, you know, there's the level of what a football player is an athlete trying to be a footballer.
No, I completely agree. I mean, Mark, where are you at with? I mean, we've got. I mean, you would assume that Dragonstream will go, Romero will go, Ashley Phillips, I would think, would be another to leave the club for. Could we get 10 million for Phillips? He's just had a great year for Stoke. I mean, you know, a lot of players to go, Mark.
Takai can go. Is he still here? Yeah, I think he's still alive. Takai.
The Japanese kid.
Yeah.
What's it? We signed him and then you were out for 6 months or whatever.
Alfie Dorrington, he hasn't gone yet, has he? He can go. Yang Min Hyuk can go. Many. Bergval, Gray, Sarr. Yeah. So
there's a lot on that list.
Allison can go as long as we get another striker in.
I would get rid of Dominic Solanke as well.
I'm expecting a good 7, 8, 9 to go.
Yeah. I mean, in the chat, let us know realistically how many do you think are going to be sold? I mean, you know, we've had Paulinho and Rana Colomboani of oh, hang on, they're in it. Are they in it? Hang on. Sorry, Belgium are in it. I should have. Hang on, hit it. Oh, hit it. Sorry, I don't care about Belgium, by the way. It's just you know when you're watching a game and a player gets in a position and you're like hit like. Anyway, completely lost my train of thought there. There'll be a lot of players that, as much as De Zerbi says they're in his plans and he doesn't want them to go, a lot of players are not going to get game time because we've heard him talk about Tell. I want to keep him. He's in my plans. Gray. I want to keep him. He's in my plan. Bergvall. He's in my plans. Romero got a lot of time. Surely some of these players are going to be looking around and going, how am I getting football, right? Isn't that the main, like, how am I getting minutes?
Well, Spence is another one who might go. He's
Yes.
not going to
I
play.
don't mind Spence. I
don't mind him, but he's not going to. I can't see him playing. So he's going to, and actually, it might be a good time to sell him. His stock's high after World Cup appearances.
Yep.
Not that he's been brilliant, but
but most of the squad haven't. So,
I mean, let's talk about Spence because this is an interesting one, right? And I always think you guys know. I always say this in the group. I think there's a huge difference between when fans say things like "keep him for a backup," not just Spence. You know, we do it all the time, don't we? Like Pete did this morning. Buy Paulinho, sit on the bench. Do we ever think that maybe these players at the stage in their career think, what do you mean? I'm not going to, I'm going to sign a contract to sit on a bench. And Spence, for me, guys, let me start with you, Gary. Spence, for one, is Porro's just signed a new he's had another 3 years onto his deal, whatever he's added on. 1 game a week. If you're Jed Spence, aren't you going, hang on, I need to go and play weekend. I need to go and play. I need to be a footballer.
Yeah. Yeah. And Porro's pretty durable, knock on wood. So he might not get a lot of game time unless they want to rotate him over the left for some reason. We have like an apocalyptic, injury crisis. So I think that he will. Like you said, he's played decent. He got in the squad. He played decent today. Not that that anybody was playing out of this world. Scott wants everybody.
Scott M. Yeah. Sorry, I fucking love Scott M.
And you thought I was a pessimist.
No, I don't mind Jed Spence, but I just, again, it's that situation, Gary, where when you're playing 1 game a week, you are then sitting there, and if you're Spence, you're sitting there and going, I need many players to get big injuries for me to get a run of games.
He doesn't want that.
So, and then going back to what I said earlier, from a Spurs point of view, the right time to sell Spence if he's not going to play is now, because if he sits on the bench for a season, his value goes down. So you look ahead.
And if Gray's staying, Gray could almost be your utility right back, centre mid, left back. He could, right? If push came to shove. I don't think it's. Gary's looking at me a bit funny there. I don't know. I don't know if he needs to be. Could he? No,
I was looking at something in our chat that was funny.
I wasn't sure he froze or not. Yeah.
Okay. Who's made a horrible AI image of someone this time?
Go look.
I've seen it. Yeah.
It was our buddy Connor.
By the way, I've just had email me the link. Guess who sent me that?
Lubo.
No?
Yeah. Get him on.
Get him on.
WhatsApp to how to get it onto.
You just hit the
send it through carrier pigeon. You might get it.
Has he got his Enoch 2.0 t-shirt on?
He is gonna come on like a pig in shit, isn't he? He really
chips.
is. In this last year, Lubo's gone from we've got our Tottenham back to get Enoch out. I hate them. They've never to. They're acting differently this year. It's like what's it? The seven degrees of grief, is it? Or the seven? Isn't it like the 7 stages of grief?
Of denial.
Venn diagram. Here's Enoch. I'm a Tottenham fan.
Exactly. Do you know what? I said this last year. One of my mates split up with his partner of 10 years, and it was inconsolable. And I said to him, I said, everyone else was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I said, listen, I'm going to give you the upbeat version of this. I went, right now, you're going to hate everything I'm saying and how happily I'm saying it. I said, in a few months, we're going to be at the stage where all you want to do is go out and have fun. And I'm going to be there with you to drink through it. We're going to get through this. A few months later, he's like, where are we going? I'm like, yes, we've got you. You're through the stages of grief. We're getting to the good stage. Anyway, it doesn't work like that for everyone, by the way. I'm just, I'm not a counselor. I'm not a mind coach. But yeah, guys, I do think, oh, here he is. Look, Ashley and Lubo. Is it old Lubash? Old Lubash.
Wait for it. My ITK.
But it is going to be really interesting to see what happens, right? Like, it's all well and good saying keep Tell, keep Bergvall, keep Gray, but none of those younger players, how do they develop when you're playing one game a week? How do they get enough game time that we turn around this time next year and go, cool, Gray was amazing last year. He should go into the first team this year. Do you know what I mean? How do you do that?
Games, rotation, cup games, League Cup, FA Cup.
Yeah, there's a thing called the championship. There's there's other teams, like that's where you get your development at, like not here. There's
a thing called a price tag. You should be sold.
He should. I'm just surprised that, not saying that there's not something there or could be there, but I just don't see why we're still hanging on to him. I don't get it after 2 seasons. To Gray. I think the Gray should be sold, and I'm like, hey.
I keep going on about this, Gary. He's only in football off the back of what his dad and grandfather did.
Yeah.
The only reason why Archie's there. And Archie's even said that his brother is better than him, so we got skipped with the wrong Gray brother.
Everyone knows I'm not his biggest fan. Listen, I don't think you make it to the Premier League off the back of your granddad and your. I mean, that's a little bit harsh, isn't it? It's not like he's not the worst player we've ever seen.
Close to it.
I'm trying to stick up for him here.
Look, he's obviously a good footballer. He's a professional footballer. We're never going to win things. Okay, ignore Europa League last year, but we're not going to consistently win things if Archie Gray is starting in our midfield. That's the reality of it.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is the interesting thing, right? And that's why double-edged sword. When I said earlier, one game a week is perfect for us this year, it is for building an 11, right? It is for implementing a style. It is for giving the manager time to train with them. But it's not for rotation. It's not for... Hang on, why can I hear Stanley going bananas somewhere? Hang on, I've got to get the door. Stanley's going nuts. 1 second. Someone take over.
What were we talking about? What part was it? No,
I think we were talking about Gray being a professional footballer. I mean, like I said, I'm honest to the fact that I feel like we got stiffed with the wrong Gray brother when Archie says that his younger brother, Harry, is the better player and he's a striker. So, I mean, did we get stuck with the wrong brother? Yes. Did we pay over too much for him? Yes. Did we really need him back then? No. The only reason we weren't in for him is because Brentford went for him.
But to give him some sort of credit as well, I think he suffered from the carnage of a system Ange played and also just being shoehorned. Yeah, or lack thereof, and just being shoehorned into every position where we needed a bit of cover. I think that was really detrimental to him. So
to say Ange had a system is to say Alex Ferguson isn't a good manager.
Yeah, well, it was like I said in the chat the other day. It was when Ange was on ITV the other night, and he said to someone, "What I would be telling them is to stay compact and just stay in the game for now." And I thought that's a tactic you've never used, Ange. But that's another note.
Where did you pick that one up from, Ange?
Yeah, I think Gray. I think he's not. We're not going to be Champions League regulars with Gray in our midfield, but equally, I think he has suffered from just being moved positions so frequently and being chucked into a first team when he clearly wasn't ready for it. He needed a loan. So,
yeah. It's interesting. Right, so guys, Let me ask the question. We're all assuming that the midfield two is going to be Tonali and Fernandez. Can anyone see any other setup? Anyone think we might go to a 3? Are we just assuming it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 with 2 wingers and a playmaker? Could it be a 3 with 2 bombing on? What are we saying?
Yeah,
I don't think that's De Zerbi's way. He's always played 4-2-3-1 or a variant of 4-2-3-1, hasn't he? Whereas when you're defending, the attacking midfielder drops back in to help, but going forward, it's always a 4-2-3-1 fluid. I haven't seen De Zerbi in all the years he's been a manager play anything different.
Yeah.
Get all that grey hate out. I
Yeah.
hate grey.
Yeah, and I just think the makeup of the players. I know Maddison was already here, but you look at the makeup of the players like you had on earlier, Sava. You got Fernandez, who's the deepest lying. Tonali's just a little bit more progressive beyond him, and then you've got Maddison beyond them. It just seems like Corey said with the graph earlier, Corey said earlier with the graph, we just seem to be covering all of the aspects of the midfield between those 3 players, or obviously Maddison for Xavi or Gallagher or whatever.
It's what like De Zerbi had at Brighton at that time. You had Caicedo,
Rose.
You also had McAllister.
Yeah.
So you would have Caicedo winning the ball, picking it off at the.
Corey, neither of those 3 are actual playmakers, are they?
No, they're not. They were very good at what they did as well. They covered glass. They covered the grass, and they did pass it off really well. But De Zerbi's whole thing is, can you pass?
Could he do something like this then, Corey? Like, let me play about with the. Could we see a little bit more? Ignore the front 3 for the moment. Could we see a little bit more? You know, Fernandez. I'm not saying he's going to play like Rodri, but could we see more of that? And you know, you've got the. I mean, look at that as a 3. The energy, the legs, the work rate. I mean, that's a. You'd be happy with that as a midfield 3, wouldn't you, if that played?
Yeah, and then also next year, be looking at the captaincy as well, stripping Romero of it, and then who do you give it to? I mean, the only other real 2 you got there on the pitch, obviously Van der Ven and Gallagher, because Gallagher was obviously the captain at Chelsea, and he's a very good leader on the pitch.
Yeah, it's going to be. You'd think it would probably going to be Mickey just because he's been there, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was Gallagher or Maddison either. I think they're the sort of characters.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. What I do think it does, guys, it gives us options, right?
Options, yeah.
I think it means that, you know, when we're playing the home games, when you're playing your no disrespect, but when you're playing your Coventries at home, and hopefully we can talk like that next year. Yeah. You know, when you're playing those types of teams at home, you should be able to go with, you know, 1 sitting and 2 can go, and Maddison can be in, and Simmons and all those players. When you're playing your Man Cities, your Liverpools, your Chelsea, when you're playing those teams that have a good solid 3 in midfield, you can go with something like this to stifle them, right? To give you energy, to give you legs, because what these 3 will give you is massive work rate. Like there's so much running and engine in that midfield 3, isn't there?
Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, I mean,
not suppressed too, right? High, like that's great.
I mean, if we do end up with Savinho and Gakpo, I mean, Levy, Enix finally woken up. I mean, that reach around after selling the paintings has gone. Maybe they've found another tenner down the back of the sofa, just going to get a couple more, you know. But it's just, I'm sat here like, why is it taking 26 years for them to wake up?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in the twilight zone looking at this as a potential starting 11. I feel like I've woken up somewhere in a different realm or in a different time as a Tottenham fan right now. Like you said earlier on, have we been disconnected from the Matrix? Because that is a team that can do something. When I look at what we've suffered with for the last 3-4 seasons, your Bergvals, your Grays, your insert average player here, or your crappy left winger over here, or we're going to get Tell on loan and then buy him for 30 million. It's like, why? Tell did nothing, and then he puts in a couple of good performances last season. Fans are trying to gas him up, and he's very average.
It was, it was so painful last season, but in a weird way, it could turn out to be one of the best things to happen to us. The fact that we survived but had the shock, I just think it's really shaken everyone at the club. I think they realised they'd let the rot set in. We got so close to disaster that, yeah.
Scott said, VDV and Van Heck will have to be our top scorers.
But I mean, Van Heck playing actually in a position where he can use his pace properly, not run back and make a tackle, and actually get up and support into that midfield area and then drop back when he needs to. It's just something, an extra layer to add to a team that's going forward. And if that is Savinho, if that's Gakpo or whatever, I mean, Gakpo and Van der Ven on the left.
Just quickly, guys. Let me just quickly say, first of all, thank you very much to my man Smokey Boy with a very generous. Oh, hang on, Senegal have just taken the lead against Belgium, and it is Diarra, unless VAR do anything with it. Smokey Boy has said, all coming together nicely. Relax, breathe, and enjoy the brew. Thank you very much, John. You've been way too generous to me lately, so thank you so much for that, buddy. And also, Terry O'Shea has been very generous as well. And he said, come on, you Spurs, keep up the great work, my man. Terry's also WhatsApped me as well, asking a question. I'm going to wait purposefully for Lubo to join us before I ask the question, because I know he's got a very strong position on Terry's point. So I'll wait for Lubo to join before I read that out. But yeah, guys, I do think it's about having options. I think that when I see a lot of fans say things like, well, we'll have to sell all these players now because we've got X, Y, Z. I do feel like we can't fall into that trap again like we did under Poch of having an 11 and not having anything else behind that, right? And I do feel we need to use this as a reset. And I think Mark just hit the nail on the head, Mark. I'm sorry, it might have been, was it Mark or Gary? You know how the Welsh accent and the American accent sound exactly the same. Yep. One of you said, it might be the best thing that's actually ever happened to us. I think that was you, Mark. And in a perverse way, I think you're going to be right.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the club got so used to wheeling and dealing, and it was enough just getting by the occasional Champions League football, mid-table, just plodding along nicely, making the money. And then slowly but surely the rot set it in. We got caught in that rut and we got so close to disaster. I just think, I think they've realised they have to go big now. There's no more excuses. So,
I mean, being a Tottenham fan, I put it down to a euphemism like this. Being a Tottenham fan literally felt like being in the only Fools and Horses, always wheeling and dealing, this time next year, every year. And then, insert excuse here, insert crap player here, manager gets sacked after 6 months. It was just a revolving door of calamity, wasn't it? It was just so bad to watch.
No, you're absolutely right. And I guess the big question is going to be, guys, from people is going to be, well, why is it taken this long for us to move like this? I almost understood it to a degree before we moved into the stadium, but we've been in that stadium now for 7 years. Yeah, I think it was 7. Isn't it? Was it April 2019, something like that, or March, April? I don't know. We've been in that. Mark, you're on mute, by the way.
I was on mute, because I was fiddling around with the TV. Yeah, it was the April, wasn't it? Because it was the first game, Palace.
That's right. Yeah, that's the year we got to the Champions League final, wasn't it? So it's been a good 7 and a bit years now that we've been in there. So why, guys? Why? Sensibly, without just saying, we hate Enoch, but why has it taken until 2026 and nearly getting relegated for somebody to have their eye on the ball and decide, actually, we've got some money to go and buy some top players?
So a buddy of mine who's English that lives here in the U.S., right, Spurs fan, sent me a text a little while ago, said, man, I really miss Daniel Levy right now. I really miss the constant disappointment.
That guy, I'd shake that guy's hand. He sounds like a legend.
Yeah, he's brilliant. You love him.
I miss the constant Gary, you and I, we start a t-shirt company. It's got Levy's face, and I miss the constant disappointment as a.
Yeah,
love
he's
it.
brilliant. He's brilliant. He's funny. He's a good friend of mine, and we watch matches together over here. And so, you hate to say, "Oh, it was all Levy," because we don't know. None of us were there, right? But something has changed significantly, and from what we're reading, right, we take ITKs with a grain of salt, that there's going to be 2 to 3 more players. They have at least 100 million. We know the Savio deal is sitting out there at 60. We don't know if he's going to be the one, but it seems like that. And then who knows who will get up front. Like, something definitely has changed. Now, we were also saying earlier, we also need to see these players go too. No more sentimentality. Yeah. So it looks like with Vuskovic, there isn't, right? They needed the money. They know how to, P&L runs, how to balance the books. So I think that we'll get a good amount of these players, gone as well.
It suits Brighton to a T as well, a player like Vuskovic, because they always find they always find these diamonds in the rough and then turn a profit. And then also he's coming into Brighton where he can actually, my sister is friends with Lewis Dunk. He's actually a really nice bloke outside of football, but he can actually learn properly how to be a defender by getting game time and actually learning alongside a good pro like that. Yeah. So, getting 46 million for a guy we paid 8 million for, whatever it was for Vuskovic. We sold Velez after getting him, loaning them out, and then getting 9 million. So we lost money there. We got to be more cutthroat with some of these players going now. I've been mucking around for ages saying, these players don't leave, rip their contracts up. Then you still got to pay their contracts. But if you could sell them, good.
Do you know what I find hilarious, guys? I do find it funny when I see these posts every day from people getting so upset about, oh my God, Bergvall might go. Oh my God, Vuskovic. Oh my God, what do you mean oh my God, Lancashire. When you sit there and you think, what have people seen that I've not? Like, what games have people been watching in the last 4 or 5 years where we've been absolutely crap that makes them have this love for these footballers? I don't get it. I'm all for this change. I'm all for it.
Rose-tinted glasses. That's all I'm saying. These fans have got rose-tinted glasses on. They're hoping for the next Bale story, aren't they? He's come from Southampton. It took a few years to get going before he became this Ballon d'Or potential world-class winger. That's what they're all waiting for. They're waiting for the next Modric to show up. They're waiting for the next, insert player here. Whereas a lot of these youngsters are just below par. They miss all the metrics of being in the Premier League.
There he is, Enoch 2.0.
I won't say I told you. All right. I told you.
Stabby's come on and said his piece. Boot him out.
He's coming. I love it. You also told us some things last year which never happened, Lubo. And I remember we've got our Tottenham back, followed by many Hulk-like outbursts throughout the season.
But you know what, Sav? We have got our Tottenham back. Well, nearly. We're not quite there yet, but we're getting there.
Can we get another dance so I can turn it into a video? Can we get a?
Come on, Lubo.
Lubo,
all right,
let's have
the next barbecue.
Let's have your take. Spurs have smashed their transfer record twice in 24 hours. All right. Come on, give us your rundown. Give us what's happening. What do you think?
Listen, it's a good start. You're looking at four starters out of the 6 that we've bought. I mean, when was the last time we got 6 players in the transfer window, let alone 6 before pre-season training started? So you look, we're strengthening. We're strengthened at the back. We're now strengthening in midfield. He wants 2 more. He wants a left winger and a striker. So, and I think if he gets those, then you've got to say it's pretty much a 10 out of 10 window. So
was the last time we signed 6 in one window, the Magnificent 7 from the Bale money, most probably.
And only one of those actually
went to Barcelona
Yeah, Yeah, Kirikesh,
Chadley.
Chadley,
Ericsson.
Linia.
Oh, Pauli, are you so bad?
You can't say that. He went off and made something for himself and went to Barcelona and won stuff. So you can't say his career flopped when you end up at Barcelona, mate.
Yeah.
So
Lamella was there, Ericsson.
Yeah.
So, but they wasted. With that, because you got 86 for Bale, you got another 22. I think they got decent money for Calderwood plus one other. Can't remember who it was, and they had 108 million, and they spent 108 million on 7 players, and they should have bought 3 players, pretty much, rather than the 7. And that's always been the problem under the old Enoch. As I said, chairman goes,
as opposed to what are they called? What's Enoch called now?
Enoch 2.0.
Enoch 2.0. So are we all? I remember everyone was really unhappy with your mate Viv. I remember there were videos about fans going up to her in the stadium, and now suddenly Viv is everyone's favourite MILF.
Has she subscribed yet to FHTV?
I mean, Gil.
Hey?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got to remember
that one.
Or hang on, MILF Gil, for as Lubo calls them, just a woman. So Lubo can't call them a Gil. So Lubo, I'm going to ask you this question: have they changed, or is this just giving us a summer to shut us up?
I'll tell you, September next year. That's when you'll know. That's when you'll know.
Let's wait 6 months into the season then.
Yeah. No. Listen, it's a good point. They nearly lost half their asset value. They got a shock. They were always going to spend money because they knew they had to, and if they didn't, they were probably looking at a third trip down at the bottom of the table, and next season could have been terminal. So they're doing what they've had to do. Let's see them build on it. Let's see them get another couple of players. And if they come through, and De Zerbi gets 8 players, of which, I mean, at the moment you've got 4 first-team starters. If you end up with 6 first-team starters, from one window, it's superb. It really is. And then obviously, proof of the pudding's in the eating. Will these players perform? That's the key. So,
but also, Lubo, we were talking about this earlier. Also, the pressure on De Zerbi is going to be there from moment one, right? We can talk about the players. If everyone's sitting here going, look how happy we are with the players. De Zerbi,
they want trophies. They want trophies with him.
Do you agree? He is lucky as well, Lubo, because no other manager has got this. No other manager has walked into the football club and got this.
Well, listen, he's the first permanent manager post Levy. So that is a fact. So that could be, you're looking at it, logically. Managers had problems apart from Ange, but Ange was also hamstrung by the wage cap. So he spent 380 million on 18 players at an average of 21 million a player. I mean, what are you going to get for 21 million? Unless you find a really great unless you find a really great free transfer deal. So at the end of the day, you get what you pay for, and as I said,
you couldn't get half of Vuskovic for 21 million, and he's never played for Spurs. So
he couldn't buy his leg.
Yeah,
exactly, or anybody in the PL for that matter.
Well, listen, they'll get money for him. They'll probably get money for Bergvall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you've got money for Veliz. You'll get money for Vicario. I see there's the rumours are ramping up now with Vicario for Juventus and Napoli, I think. Mm-hmm. You've got Dragerson. Who else is there? Sarr, Richarlison, Romero. Will Romero go?
Yeah,
hope so.
And he's got to, hasn't he? Like surely
he's saying he doesn't. He's saying he wants to stay now.
And do what?
But how do you possibly get Romero, Van der Ven, Senesi, Van Hecke? Like, how do you? How do you make that happen?
If you're playing 3 at the back, then
Would you
I don't
play
know.
3 at the back?
When I play 3 at the back, you've got Porro and Udogie who are actual wing backs, and you've got a lot of talent at centre back, both right-footed and left-footed. So,
But then aren't we back to basically the same four of that back 5 you're saying would just be 4 of the defenders we've already had? Would that be change? For me, that wouldn't resemble change. You'd have Porro, Udogie, Van de Ven and Romero be in the back 3. For me, that wouldn't really signal change, would it? If we're doing that, don't you want to see something different to Romero? Like, well, I don't know, but I'm bored. I'm bored of Christian Romero at this club.
I think it's time he went. I think they could probably get their 42 million back that they paid for it. So, you just hope that he has a really good World Cup, and people take notice of it. The world's eyes are on the World Cup at the moment. And talking of which, Harry Kane, what a player!
Do you think he comes back, Lubo? Do you think that we do?
We're going back with this chat from earlier.
Oh, would love to see him back at Spurs. Can you imagine what's going on now? Is everything he wanted, and he left because they wouldn't do this.
This is what I was saying earlier. Getting these players is going to attract better players. I'm not saying Kane before anyone jumps on me. But yeah, it's a much easier sale to potential players when you've got quality around them.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to tell you, that second goal today, just phenomenal.
Right, guys, I'm going to duck out because I'm going to grab some food and catch the second half of the football. But good to see everyone.
Yeah, Mark, thanks, mate. Appreciate you.
What is the Belgian score, by the way?
They're
1-0
losing 1-0
Senegal.
to Senegal.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Easy.
Pape Massar is still there. He's still in.
Is he playing?
I don't know. I don't think he's in the. Yeah, he's not been picked yet in the first 11, has he?
Let's have a look.
Who scored for Senegal? Sarr? Is Massar again?
No, it was Diarra scored.
I'd love to see Sarr come from Palace. Go and get him.
See, I think we can do better. I think while we're on this roll, I think we can do a lot better than Sarr from Palace, if I'm honest.
Well, let's go for Osman. Why don't we go for Osman? What do you reckon?
He's not going to leave somewhere where he doesn't pay tax.
Yeah, I can't.
He comes over here, half his wages are on tax.
But we were talking about this earlier, right, weren't we? I mean, it's really going to be interesting for me to see what we do with those forward areas, because it's the same names over and over again, isn't it? It's Gakpo, Savio, Somerville. They're the names, but will they be able to get them done?
And the other boy has been mentioned, hasn't he, in the press? El Mardi?
Oh, El Marla.
El Marla.
Yeah, but isn't he the one that only wants to come if his brother comes?
Yes.
I mean, this isn't a pub team on a Sunday, is it? You go, I'll play if my mate gets a game as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, but
have you paid your subs for the weekend to play?
Yeah.
You got no chance of this, mate. He's just signed for
Como.
He's just signed for Como for 60 million. Yeah, you got no chance. Noosa is a good shout from Danny Kay. Yeah. Noosa's
yes, lovely goal he got the other night, wasn't it?
Yeah,
good player. Good player, really good player. But I think
the goal France got as well, wasn't it? The first goal of whoever I can't think yesterday. Very similar. Cutting in from the right, flicked it like top from the left, top right hand corner. Was it Barkas? Very similar goals to Noosa's.
No.
They're not bad. They're not bad with their options in the front three at France, are they? But on a serious note, I think for all the work we've done, I think this is the crucial bit now. I really do, because there aren't a lot of goals in this team. There aren't. Whichever way we want to pretend, there isn't a quality in that. I don't think there's any quality outside of Kudus in those attacking areas. Not any quality. I don't think
you'll get goals from Madison. You'll get goals from, and it sounds like he is coming back to fitness now. You'll get goals from Kulusevski. So you got those two coming back where we didn't get any goals this season.
Yeah, but are you going to be able to get both of them in the team?
Yeah, I'm worried about Kulu's knee. I'm just
Yeah,
that was a
can't see
nasty.
Yeah, I'd be sorry, Kulu. You've done well for this club, mate, but we need you to go out the pastures new.
You know what?
I wouldn't take that risk.
You know, you said, are these guys going to get in the team? We want a squad, don't we? We've always just looked at it because we're Tottenham and because we've been used to it. We only get 11 players. We get 11 or 12 quality players. Now let's start getting 16, 18, 20 quality players and build this squad for them, you know, like the other top clubs have got.
Two decent players in every position.
Yeah, sure, but that's going to take time, Luba. Right at the moment, we've got to complete an 11. So we were just toying about earlier with ideas as to what it might look like, and obviously we're playing about that we could play a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, but I still, whichever, obviously Savio and Gakpo aren't ours, but for me, this is where we're going to disagree, Lubo. I still don't think there's, outside of Kudus, I don't think there's any quality in any of those forward players. Solanke is, for me, a really poor player. Richie, can't do it again.
He's gone.
Tell, Mikey Moore, Yang, it's all a bit meh. And that's why I think
Yang's there because they wanted him to keep the Korean connection going.
Sure.
Mikey Moore would probably go on loan next season. And then in 12 months' time, I would think, hopefully, if he has a good year next year, he'll come back into, he'll be integrated into the first team squads for the 27-28 season. And I think he'll be 20 by then.
I've got my doubts about him, by the way. I don't think he's anywhere near it. I'll be honest. That's just me. People will call me harsh. I watched him for Rangers a lot. I don't see anything that makes me go, cool. You know, like when you watch Rio play on the wing for Liverpool and you go, shit, you can play. I've never watched Moore and gone, wow. I watch Moore and go, okay. So I've got my question marks about Moore.
Yeah, or Lenny Carl.
I know what you're saying. Rio is a winger, and you get. I mean, look at that. I mean, the pace that the boy playing against us tonight, the Congo winger, put the electric on, didn't he? And he flew. By the way, Nico Riley's not slow, is he?
No,
he's rapid.
No,
he kept up with him and came away with the ball, didn't he?
Yeah. That was beautiful.
But Mikey Moore's a 10. Mikey Moore's not a winger like Rio is. Moore's a 10.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about the pace. I'm talking about as a footballer. Like when I watch that Rio play, sometimes you look at a player and you go, God, his feet, like, you know, oh, hang on. I like this. Do you know the question I would ask if I was Lubo to you? And I'm going to be Lubo by proxy. What the fuck are you doing watching this miserable sods channel?
He's watching me.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Listen, the prick formerly known as DB. Listen, we're all happy. We've made top signings. I don't know who you are, but it's all right. It's all right.
Who said about earlier on about no trolls being here? Who fed the trolls?
Exactly.
So well, and you always get one CUNT that just trolls, and unfortunately, it's always been that guy. And listen, your mum will let you out the basement one day so you can get some fresh air and get some real friends. It's okay. I'm talking about as a footballer, Lubo. Like, I was always taught, watch a player's feet to see how good they are. I'm not talking about where they play on the pitch or who they're playing with. When I watch a player's feet, I go, yeah, you can play. You watch that Rio of Liverpool, he's got it. He's got that technical ability. He's quick with the ball. I've not seen that from Moore when I've watched him. And bearing in mind he was in Scotland, I would have liked to have seen a bit more. Now, no pun intended. Now, next year, I think it's going to be really interesting, Lubo, to see where is his loan. I.e., I would love to see go to West Ham, right? Go to West Ham, who are going to be favourites, I've got no doubt, for the championship. Go to West Ham, play every game in a team that should be winning most weeks.
Yeah.
And let's see you rattling goals and assists, and let's see you really show something. That's what I want to see from him, in my opinion.
Listen, I love Mikey Moore. I think he's the one He's the one Spurs kid that I have called generational. I do think he'll make it. I think it'll be another couple of years. He's just got such lovely balance and ball control, and I think with the right manager, listen, it's about also playing players in their right position, playing players in a system that suits them. He walked into a team at Rangers that were crap under, was it Clement?
Yeah, but that's your excuse for every youngster that doesn't play well. Your excuse is they're in a crap team. But I'm talking about him as a footballer.
Okay, well, listen, he won Scottish Young Player of the Year. I mean, it's
not hard in Scotland when it's a shit league.
But hang on a second, Corey. Corey, we can't turn around and say it's a shit league. A lot of these boys are very good players. They're good players. They wouldn't be playing at this level if they weren't. So, it's easy to.
My friend, we talk every day, right? Go look where the Scottish League is ranked in world football compared to Greece.
You're still getting
the MLS.
You've got Celtic players showing up big time in the World Cup for Japan at the moment. It's not as bad as people think it is.
But he's got to do it this season. I think the championship, to Sabbath's point, I think the championship is the right move for him, right?
Yes, I think
it's like the perfect move. Find a top tier, club and there, who's going to come up, get him minutes, get him in there. It's rough, it's dirty, it's a man's league. If he can go in there and boss it, then he's proven he could be at the level, but he's got to do it.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I think see what people are made of, right? That's it for me. I am one. I don't like all the hype that's given to these kids when they've done nothing in adult football. I don't like it. Oh my God! Like look at Williams Barnett. I watch him at youth level. Boy looks special, no doubt about it. When you watch him at youth level, you now ask him to go and play against grown men who are physical, super fit athletes, strong, quick, know how to play the game, know all the niggly parts of the game, when to foul, and suddenly you're not seeing the same thing, but people will tell you, get him in, he's amazing. I just think it's about the right opportunity. And for me, I'd like to see more Millwall. Go to Millwall, go to West Ham. Yeah, I'm just thinking, keep him in London, get him to a championship club, and let's see him do something where we go, yeah. And that's what, as I've said to you a million times, Lubo, I would have done that with Gray 2 years ago as well. But too late for Gray, but it's not for Moore.
I think, I agree, because Moore hasn't played 80 games like Gray has, and 78 games like Bergvall, where it's a different scenario with these boys. If you're going to go out, you can't put these boys on loan. They either stay at the club or they get sold.
That's not me saying. Listen, I don't know. Mikey Moore could end up being the greatest footballer that ever lived. I'm just saying, from what I've seen at the moment,
better than Messi.
Definitely better than Messi. Everyone's better than Messi.
Messi more better than Pele.
Maradona has nothing on that man.
Maradona shit, overrated.
That's right.
Well, hey, what about Harry Kane scored more World Cup goals?
Gosh. You just come on to talk about Harry Kane. Oh my God.
He's one of our own. He's one of our own.
I would like to think that Harry Kane can score goals against the Republic of Congo. Yes, I would like to think that. Yes.
Everyone's going on. One of our own, but he was in the Arsenal setup.
Everyone's going on tonight as though England have just knocked out like Spain or France.
Brazil.
We beat Congo. Like, let's.
Congo's not bugs, though. They played well against Portugal, right?
Yeah, I mean, they sit in and they make it difficult. Yes, but if we're going to talk about England, I think England have been absolutely ants this tournament.
But we also talked about. But look at the coaching, the setup.
I forgot Danny was here.
Oh,
hello, Dan.
I
forgot you were here, Danny. You're not sitting a bit. I forgot you were here. You all right?
No, I'm listening in. Just listening in. But you're talking about, like, you're kind of going to go on to England for a second. Just one opinion on that. Do you not think? I think Gary might have just about wanted to say this, but Do you not think that it's also because England have played shit? Because every team we've played against has literally just sat back, and the one team that opened up against us was Croatia, and look how that ended up. So do you not think England, because England's defense are crap and their attack are actually, they've got some pretty good attackers, right? I'm not saying they're world class. They've got some pretty good attackers. Bellingham and Kane alone can make a difference, right? So when you come up against a team who will open up more, do you not think there's a bigger chance that we actually might play better football?
Possibly. I'll tell you where I think they've gone wrong, Danny. Just my humble opinion. I think they've gone wrong with all the talk about which number 10s are England going to take to the World Cup.
Yeah.
I think he left all the playmaker 10s at home. All the ones that want to play on the half turn and thread balls in, the Fodens, the Cole Palmers, the Gibbs White. He's left all of them at home, like what James Maddison does. They're all at home. And he's gone for more the power of Bellingham and Rodgers, who aren't actually playmakers, right?
No.
So in games like today, that's where I want my Foden, my Palmer, having the ball on the half turn, spreading balls through, but he's not taken them. So
it didn't stop with that. So he took Reece injury-laden James instead of Trent.
Bloody Henderson.
He took Henderson
instead of Adam Wharton.
Mad.
It's ridiculous.
He took John Stones instead of Harry Maguire. And Maguire's always good for a goal at set pieces, always.
Yeah,
you know,
he's also a decent defender as well.
Stones has hardly played for 3 years.
Shouldn't Lewis Hall be the England left back by default?
You could look at that as well.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like Nico O'Reilly, wonderful player. For me, he's a left back only in a Pep system.
Yeah.
When the left back doesn't actually do left back stuff.
Yeah.
In a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1, he's not a left back. You can see it a mile. He's not naturally a left back. So I would have taken Hall. I would have taken Maguire. But listen, if we go on to win it, which I don't think we will, Tuchel will stand there and go, well, I know better than you lot.
Not a chance that we
but
win it.
I can't see we win it at all. I think
no chance. France are too good. Michael Olise is the best footballer on the planet at this moment on form.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well,
For this season, he's been the best footballer on the planet, I think.
No, I don't. I disagree with you, Danny.
Well, who do you think is Archie Gray?
No, I think
I was going to say Harry Kane.
I think Kane's been phenomenal this season. If you're talking about domestic seasons, he has been phenomenal. I don't think there's look at the goal.
Maybe Kane. Yeah, maybe Kane. Yeah,
he scored 70 goals plus with international goals.
Does it depend what you want? Like, if you're going to go for purely goals, then Kane. For me to watch this year,
it's Olise. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Olise just
oozes football. Oozes
Lubo's going to hate this. Danny, Lubo's about to hate what I'm about to say. Kane doesn't get me off my seat. Right?
No, he doesn't.
Olise is the sort of footballer where I pay and go, cool, look at what you do when you look at. Kane is the moments guy. Olise is the guy that pulls all the strings, and they're different footballers, right? But together,
of course. Look how good Olise has been even for France. He's been their standout player. He's been unreal, like unbelievable. I mean, we all know.
Now.
I mean, something like that. But we all know Mbappe always lights up at the World Cups and the big tournaments. But Olise, he just looks like a man possessed. Like he looks like your modern day Iron Robin kind of, but better. Like he just looks insane.
Danny, you look at it and both players are absolutely, you've got Mbappe and you've got Olise.
And then Dembele as well.
You've got Kane and you've got Bellingham.
Barcola.
That's right.
We talk about Bellingham.
You're right,
I'm going to say this. Right, this will piss a few people off. If Bellingham isn't scoring a goal, I don't think he does it. Like today, I only noticed him with his 2 headers in the box. Outside of that, I didn't see Jude Bellingham do anything.
I actually agree
other than the point where he wants other people to pass the ball. Now go and look at Olise playing in the same position for France. that boy controls the game.
That's right. But look how many goals Kane got through playing with Elise this season. So
Sure.
you know, so you've got to have, you know, both of them, both types of players are absolutely key. I mean, how many goals has Elise scored, and how many goals has Mbappe scored? You know, but Elise does one job, and Mbappe does another. It's the same. It's the same with Kane. You need these guys that are clinical goal scorers, that are like goal scoring monster machines. That
like Solanke.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you've got
good season, Dom.
That's right. No, but in the World Cup, I think my figures are correct. I think you've got Messi and Mbappe on 6, and Kane and Haaland on 5, and there's your 4 best strikers in world football at the moment.
Nope, Messi's goals are all fake. Those are all fake goals.
I want to put a case forward for my man Messi. He's played a game and a half less than all the others. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's just unbelievable. He's
the worst. He's the worst, Sava.
Yeah, he's the worst. I know. He's terrible.
Yeah, what an overrated hack he is.
Isn't he up against Cape Verde next?
I mean, yeah. After
going to rinse.
That's right. After Jordan, Algeria, and Austria. So when you talk about Congo, Sav, Messi's last game was Jordan. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but Lubo, if you really want to go there with who Lionel Messi scored against in his career compared to Kane,
we're talking about the World Cup here. We're talking about the World Cup.
Didn't Messi just turn 39 as well?
World Cup. Yeah. Let's talk about the World Cup.
He just turned 39.
He's an old man.
He's 39 years of age.
But,
He's nearly the same age as you, Lubo.
I wish.
I'm only 2 years older than
me.
Closer to my age.
You talk about Kane. I didn't see Ronaldo score against Congo. Did you?
Ronaldo's gone. Oh God, that guy's that guy's gone for me. I think that Portuguese football. I say things all the time that people don't like, but I think Portuguese football has been held back for years now because every single tournament they don't try and find solutions. It's Ronaldo, and any striker in the last 20 years that's been Portuguese hasn't seen a sniff because of Ronaldo.
Yeah,
like Gonçalo Ramos, right? Gonçalo Ramos should be playing for Portugal for me.
Yeah.
But
you look at their midfield; it's phenomenal, isn't it?
Oh, it's quality.
They probably have the best midfield in the whole tournament, I think. Midfield.
Wolves fans must be looking at
Neves.
Wolves fans must be looking at Vitinha, thinking, Jesus.
Yeah.
Vitinha. For us
Bruno Fernandes. Is it? They got 2 Neveses, João Neves and Ruben Neves.
Hang on.
Oh, it's Wolfie.
We've got Wolfie in the house.
I know.
Should we see if we can get him on?
Yeah, we want to find out how he's feeling.
Do you know? It's funny because I tweeted him earlier on today saying I think you should go and get Super Frank as the manager, and then within like a minute of me posting that, they go and pretty much sign Glasner.
Yeah.
It's a great signing.
Glasner will suit. Glasner plays the same sort of way as Nuno, doesn't he?
Well, that stops Morgan gives White coming to Spurs, then, doesn't it?
Listen,
Mr. Marinakis has got him on the side there, and he stay here or shoot your dog.
Didn't you have Wolfie on a show during might have been a weekend during the day when we were talking about, I think it was a few weeks from the end of the season, and I'm sure Wolfie was saying you're going down. You've had it. You've had it. You're going down, you lot.
Every show I've ever been on with Wolfie, he tells me how Forest are better than Spurs. And I always say, it's a blip. Spurs have been through a few bad years. You're not better than us. And he just points to the 2 stars. Doesn't he?
Exactly.
All the time.
Just points to the 2 stars. But I reckon they're going to probably get Mateta, right? I reckon that seems like a logical move. Mateta to Forest to go and play with Glasner.
He probably, mind you, he nearly left at Christmas, didn't he? January, Mateta. Where was he
going to Germany?
He's going to join us. It's crazy though. Like I cannot believe I'm sitting here as a Spurs fan. God, Danny's typing again, isn't he?
Sorry. I'm
every
mute.
time Danny comes on, it's just like he's got these great big bread fingers that just.
He's like
whack.
those cat memes where they're like.
Yeah.
It's a mechanical keyboard.
Do you know what I did find funny today, guys? Somebody sent. I put it into the WhatsApp group. It was that Alice Talks Football did a video. I love it.
I saw that.
Spurs must be stopped. And I was like, no one's ever said that about us in a transfer window before.
Yeah, that is funny. I saw that as well. I was laughing my head off. Do you know what? Just on Spurs, right? I think it's such a nice change to actually have a feeling where you actually feel excited for once, right? It genuinely feeling excited, and not thinking, oh, we're not going to get him again. Like you said, Gary, or your friend said, constant disappointment that we got under Levy, right? Now it's it's the complete opposite end of the spectrum. Like the fact that we've just gone and blown our transfer record twice and gone from 85 million to 100 million in the space of 24 hours on 2 players and to transform the midfield completely is just mind blowing because it's never happened before at Spurs. And I think the fact that we've already sold Vuskovic as well, that's also something we've never done before. Like selling Vuskovic for the price that we did, considering he's never played a competitive game for Spurs, right? And then
million.
I know, Lubo, but then on top of that, they did the smart thing, which is what I wanted them to do, right? Which was to add they did a matching bid clause and also a 20% sell on. So I think that's amazing, because if he does go to a big club and fulfills his destiny of being a world-class defender, he's going to go to like a Real Madrid or a Barcelona, and they're going to pay silly money for him. So we're going to get money from that as well. So I think that's amazing business. And if we do go and sell Bergvall, I would like it to be a similar sort of deal, 20% sell on, maybe a matching bid thing, which is what I would think that they would do, right? So look, it's great to see that they're actually being it's great to see they're being ruthless in their selling of players as well as their buying of players. And I think there's still more to come from the selling of players too.
Well, Danny, talking about selling Bergvall, why don't we sell him to this man and his car?
Yeah, I think that'd be a great deal for Wolfie's Forest. I think they should take Bergvall and Papsar, and we can give them £20 million, and then we'll take Gibbs White. That'd be brilliant.
Danny, I was minding my own business the other day. I was working, and somebody sent me a video and said, Wolfie's talking about you. And I said, what do you mean? I haven't been streaming for about a month. And they sent me this clip of Wolfie going, yeah, Bergvall, yada, yada, yada. Lots of Spurs fans like him, other than Sava. Sava doesn't like any players. Did
I lie?
I was like, I'm at work.
You're not wrong, though.
I'm at work doing proper stuff, catching.
No, I texted you, didn't I? I texted you. Yeah.
I was like, what have I done, Wolfie? What's going on?
No, because it was like, I was talking to all the other Spurs boys and stuff. And they're like, I hate to say it, Bergvall this, Bergvall the other, and what have you. And I was doing the video and I was like, I've got this niggling feeling someone dislikes Bergvall. Well, that doesn't dislike him. That's too strong a word, but the words "he's done nothing" keep coming into my mind, and I was like, "Who's that? Sava? That's Sava, man."
Yeah, 100%.
But then again, you could take away Bergvall's name and insert any Spurs player name last season as another, and it would have been the same story, man.
But Wolfie, this could be a key sell for you, because Bergvall, with his box-to-box running, and he's going to start scoring and creating goals and assists, he could be the player that keeps you up this season.
Lubo, are you going to do the same dance you tried for the last 2 years and you've still finished beneath me? Like seriously, Lubo. This is the first time I've seen you above me, Lubo. Congratulations in the last 2 years, bro.
Wolfie,
like the aggregate score right now is 8-1. That's more realistic. That's more realistic.
I'll answer you. Before the last 2 seasons, you didn't know me for the previous 30.
All right, so we're doing the history thing now. But when I want to point to 2 stars, I'm not allowed to do the history thing. But now I'm doing recency. I'm not allowed to do recency. Like, someone tell me what the rule book is, because I don't know what it is anymore, man.
Wolfie, do you remember that final? Do you remember that final, mate?
Which one?
The 2 finals. Do you remember them? Yeah. No. I'm talking about the 2 stars. Do you remember them?
Oh, the 2 stars.
No. Do you remember your final?
Danny,
I do actually.
Danny.
Yeah, did you win that? Did you win that, Danny?
I did. I've been to.
Danny,
Well, I went to Bilbao.
did you watch for more than 2 minutes in that final?
Which final? 91?
No. I'm talking the Champions League final. How long did you last in that final, Danny?
I watched the whole final. Yeah, we
through the whole ordeal after you knew it was lost in 2 minutes, man. That's impressive.
I knew we'd lost that final before it even started. Because Harry Kane started.
If we talk, let's talk about a proper final. Let's talk about Des Walker, who I think was.
When you cheated, when Gascoigne.
Des Walker was originally on Spurs books and forgot that he moved to Forest for the cup final.
Oh no! Let's talk about Gascoigne, who should have been sent off in that final. By the way, that was my first match. Like, that introduced me into the pain that is Forest. You know what I'm saying?
Are we really having banter about a game in 1991?
Let's talk about this season. 6-0 on aggregate. Let's talk about this season, man.
What do you think? What do you feel about Glasner?
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I like Glasner.
Yeah.
I think he's quality. I wouldn't have sacked Pereira for one manager. I'd have been Marco Silva. Marco Silva was my number 1 choice. Yeah. But when you had Glasner, you had Iriola, and you had Silva basically all available. And Glasner was like very close with United, with Chelsea, with AC Milan. Quite a few clubs are looking at him. And the fact that Marinakis has got him from Palace, like,
can I ask you, Wolfie, why is Silva your first choice? Why is your Silva your first choice?
I like Marco Silva, you know. I like Marco
Really?
Silva. Yeah, I do.
Hang on, what happened to Vitor Pereira, by the way? Why is he gone?
Bro, like, did you hear what happened?
No.
No.
So there's a clause in his contract. This is so Marinakis, right?
Yeah. Did he go out to McDonald's with Marinakis and he nicked his Big Mac?
No. Worse than that, Lubo. Worse than that. So there's a break clause in the contract that expires on the 30th of June at midnight. At 11:58 p.m., Marinakis sends him an email saying, in a bit, no call, no nothing, just an email. Pereira doesn't check his email. Maybe he's going to Crystal Palace or something. You know, he goes to scan his ID card in at the training ground. It's just red every time. He's like, what the fuck's going on, man? That was it. Gone, man. So, yeah, that's why.
Can we ask the important question? Who's going to be your manager in 3 months? Who's your next manager? Because aren't you on like manager 6 in a year or something?
Ilavan Postecoglou.
I genuinely think I think Glasner's the best choice for them. I think he's match made in heaven for Forest, to be honest.
Oh, he's going to be good.
He is, but aren't we getting to the stage that, Wolfie, you'll be able to say, from an outsider's view, it feels like you've had so many managers now under Marinakis that surely any manager going to you now is looking for a payout. Surely you're like Watford. You're like a better Watford.
Damn, that's cold.
No, you got to understand, right? You guys are talking just in the Premier League era. I think I've seen in my lifetime over 30 managers at Forest. Right?
Well, we've had about 20 in the Premier League era alone.
Exactly. Remember, bro, we get through managers every 4 to 5 months on average. It's not a big deal. And this whole thing with managers, I don't really give a shit who the manager is as long as they're performing. Huh?
We know the feeling. 4 to 5 every 5 months, new manager.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You guys had it last season as well. So if Glasner gives me 2 good years, I'll take it. If he gives me 6 good months, I'll take it. If there's a better manager out there tomorrow, Marinakis will cancel his contract and upgrade. Like, I don't understand why managers get held on this higher pedestal than players. Like, if a player's playing shit, he gets dropped. You don't see sudden uproar, apart from Lubo when it's about Archie Gray. I hear it, but you don't see this massive uproar about a player being dropped or a player being sold or whatever. I don't understand why managers who I think their average lifespan in the Premier League is 12 to 14 months anyway, which is shorter than most players' contracts that they average at a club in the Premier League. There's all this hoo-ha about it. This is just football now. You just get on with it. If they do their job, you keep them. If they do shit, you move on to the next man. Just like you guys did with Igor Tudor, man. How long did he last? 8 games?
10 seconds.
2-0. And I think, if I'm not wrong, I think it's Lubo's boy.
Again.
Is it Ismail Assar, the Palace one?
I might get him. I might get him.
Belgium 0, Senegal 2 with 40 minutes to go. Just let
I might send D a message. How much does he want for Sarr now that I've got his manager?
Nice goal.
Wolfie,
He's a good player, Sar.
Yeah.
Wolfie, will I see you up there September the 5th at the City Grounds? Or
Is
are you
that,
going
when
to be
we got
doing a
you?
watch?
Is that when we got you?
Pardon?
We
Yeah.
got you early again this season.
Yeah.
I'm glad that fixture stood out for you and it's embedded in your memory already, Lubo. I see you're looking forward to it.
Do you know why, Wolfie? Because I had a look at our first 6 games this season. It's Brentford, Newcastle, Forest, Everton, Villa, Man United. So
if I'm honest with you, I wouldn't want you that early. I'd probably want you around November time.
Listen,
when's the second one? Is it April?
You probably want us before we get in the groove. So you probably got.
No, I want you when you get into the Spurs groove around November time, where all the wheels start falling off, man. That's what I want.
We'll see. Don't worry. Listen, you'll be going to your
Let's ask you the real question, Lubo. With this £200 million spent, are Spurs winning the league next season?
No, we're nowhere near winning the league.
So where are you finishing? As things stand now.
I would expect a Europa League place. So 6th place
with our current forwards.
No, because I genuinely think if we can put the defence right and the midfield right, I'm sure he'll go and get a couple of good strikers.
No. Wolfie said like as it stands.
As it stands.
As it stands.
Yeah. As it stands, I'd be looking at Conference League. If we get a couple of strikers, I'd be looking
6th or 7th, I'd say.
But I think that either way, I'm sure Wolfie will be getting their cake looking up the table at Tottenham.
Okay, I'll remember this. The last 2 years. Let's not forget. Go on.
Can I ask what's happening, Wolfie? Gibbs White, you've lost Anderson for a big fee.
Big fee, yeah.
Is by the way, we're going to go for another 10 minutes, guys, and I'll round off at the 2.5 hour mark. But you've lost Anderson for a huge fee. Gibbs White is he scored a lot of goals.
I heard you lot are sniffing again.
Would you sell him?
90 million, I heard. 90 million.
I'll take him all day. I always find
you guys gonna try your luck again, man.
90 million.
I hope you do. I hope you do.
No, listen, I'd give Sarr plus 40-50 million for Gibbs White. And
when you Sarr, they could have Bergvall, they could have Gray.
They could have Sarr and Bergwell for that.
The only reason I know Gibbs White was playing is because he can't shoot.
Wasn't the same game where they end up demolishing West Ham or something?
He got a hat trick that game.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Chris Wood, surely get him off, man. How's he missed that? How the hell is he missed? Is he offside again?
Thanks for not selling us MGW. Tears of joy, 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 tears of.
So you don't want MGW, Sav?
No, I did. I was being facetious.
Oh, the facetious word. Yeah.
I just love your outburst. Didn't he get like 15 league goals from midfield last year?
Yeah, all of them pretty much in the last 10 games as well. It's
crazy. He had some crazy last 10 games.
I'd take him all day long to play in front of our.
So would you take him ahead of a fit Maddison then?
I think the difficulty is I think a fit Maddison is a much better player. But it's have you got a fully fit Maddison that can play 38 games? I don't know. I love Maddison. I think he's a brilliant player, but
yeah,
he's also getting old though too.
God, what do you call old
now? Huh?
What do you call old?
Well, I said he's not as old as us, but I'm saying he's what, 30? That's
yeah,
not
he
old.
must be 30, wasn't he?
He's 28, 29, Madison.
I thought he was, well, okay, he'll be 30 this season, so we'll see.
Yeah, long gone.
Let's have a look. James Madison. He's 30 in November.
There you go.
30 in November. Yeah, listen, I think fully fit, I want Maddison all day long because I think he offers a lot more. But for the age Gibbs White is, for physicality, for goals, seems to always be fit from what I see. I'd like him, but are we going to drop another £90 million on a third player?
How much money you got left?
Loads.
Well, the Lewis sold some presents. You know, they sold some paintings. So yeah, they're going to be selling their cabaret egg things off. So
They've probably got another like 300 million or so to spend probably.
No, they haven't, Danny. They've got about 100. They got about 130. I think Vuskovic and Veliz have paid for Van Heck, and then you've got Tonali and Fernandez, 185 million, 180 million. There's 300, I think. That I'm reading is
we're going to sell as well.
No, but I'm talking about including if you sell the players as well, Luba, we've probably still got another like 200 million or so.
Yeah,
and also you got it. Well, it's all changed now. It's not more. Is it still amortized under the new rules of PSR?
Well, listen, we can go to 85% of turnover, I think.
Yeah, it's turnover.
And we've had an excellent year in terms of turnover this season, just gone with the Champions League. So,
I was wondering where that sentence was going to go. When anyone says we've had an excellent year, I'm like, with what?
Financially.
By having Beyonce turn up to the stadium.
Yeah.
My
chairman.
Yeah, but my serious question is: all right, is midfield's looking better? Okay.
Yeah.
Where's the goals?
Yeah, that's my worry. That's got to be the next thing we go for, Wolfie, right? And they've gone from the back to the midfield. Now I think you're going to start seeing strikers and wingers added. Plus Kudus.
What do you guys think of? So go on, Wolfie.
I was going to say, has anyone been linked up front?
Yeah.
Krupi today.
Robbie.
Balogun.
I've seen Robbie, Balogun.
Oh, so all the Dimitri's of last
season. And Marmoush has been linked as well.
Yeah,
Marmoush is on crazy wages. He's on crazy wages, isn't he?
Yeah, but this is Lugo Zenit 2.0.
Spurs seem to don't give a shit about the wage at the moment. For me, what do you guys think?
I'd love a Tony. I'd like Spurs to get a Tony, someone like that. A Gak. I don't know. I still think at the moment, I feel like the team will look really good, but I feel we'll have one of those teams where we smash someone 5-0 or we fail to score because we just got no one clinical at the moment. But you start adding a few more attacking options like a Tony or a Marmoush or a Gakpo. I see us challenging for the top 5, top 6. But it's a huge
negative Sava saying it.
Listen,
people
call me negative.
Not winning the league.
I've been pretty right for most of these years. When you've had people like Lubo rating all these crap players, Wolfie, look how happy they are now that we're signing proper players.
Wait, so Lubo, are you playing Archie Gray ahead of Tonali or ahead of Fernandez?
Well, listen, get into your midfield.
They're carrying the bag.
Don't try the deflection, Lubo. This is the Spurs channel, right? Which of those two is Archie Gray getting in ahead of?
Hey?
Don't try the deflection, mate. Come on. Which of those two is your boy Archie Gray getting in ahead of?
Listen, you're going to need players like Graham Bergwijn.
Again, you're still doing the deflection thing, man. Are you all right? Are you telling me Archie Gray? Are you telling Forest buying Archie Gray?
Wolfie, you are very lucky. You're very lucky because you've got Coventry, Hull, and Ipswich, who will probably finish below you next season. So
hold on. Remind me where you finished.
Coventry win.
Remind me where you finished again, Lubo.
Don't worry. Listen, we're on the way up, mate.
Oh, don't worry now. Okay. Where did you finish the year before? Again,
we won the Europa League the year before.
But where did you finish in the league?
That's irrelevant. We won the Europa League.
Can I tell you something? Wolfie.
No, I just want to know: does Archie Gray start ahead of Fernandez, or does he start ahead of Tonali?
Well, but you know he doesn't. But
I'm not saying what I think. I'm saying what you think.
All I can say to you is this. Worry about your own team because, boy, you've got problems next season.
Look, you invited me on here to talk about your Spurs crap, right? So I'm asking you the question, which one of those are you dropping for your boy Archie Gray?
I don't want to depress you. I don't want you lying in bed thinking, oh, my God, this season's going to be horrendous. So I'll sort of lay off, mate. I'll lay off a bit.
So you're not going to answer, are you? He's taking the fifth, man.
Can I
He's
just say
throwing
something?
his boy Archie Gray under the bus, man, for a little Italiano.
Wolfie,
Yo.
you've got to learn by now that Lubo is a politician as a football fan. He answers nothing. So much so that I call Lubo the lattice legend. The dare is to tread. He's literally half man, half fence. Isn't that right, Lubo? Half man, half fence.
And that's a pointy fence, man. Like,
He doesn't answer anything. Guys, I'm going to wrap up the show in a minute. I'm going to do some super chats. I want to get, and then I'm going to ask one final question to get some predictions because I work these days, so I have to sleep properly and stuff. You know, lovely little dog, Corey.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Let me just do some quick super chats. Big up to Andy Lester, who said somebody is excited starting early, no homegrown. I don't know what that means. Somebody is excited starting early, no homegrown.
Could be talking about you.
What, being excited early?
No, you're excited with the signings, and you're also excited
No
that there's no
homegrown.
homegrown.
Robinson,
No,
Gray.
no homegrown what?
People coming in. Fernandez, Ollie,
Andy Robertson?
what, you working for Reform or something? What?
Yeah, like what?
Can we count on your vote for no homegrown?
Celeste Van Heck. I mean, there's 5 out of 6 that are not.
All right. So in the last, Conor Gallagher, Andy Robertson, James Maddison, Jed Spence, Dominic
Right.
Solanke.
We've just about got 8, I think. We've got 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think we've got Kevin Danso.
We just about
Mikey
got 8
Moore.
or 9.
Yeah. Don't you worry
Yeah.
about my homegrown. Big up to you, Andy Lester. Go and eat a Bovril and jam sandwich. Big up to you, my man. Thank you very much. Big up to Tweak, who said, who knew? Depending on what you're talking about, Lubo's been telling everybody that his new favourite person in the world is Vivian Lewis. They're going for lunch next week together to discuss all things Tottenham. And I think he's got the hots for old Viv, haven't you, Lubo?
I can't say that. I
Yeah,
can't.
Luba, you Lewis family in now.
All
Yeah.
I can say is,
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
Interesting, man. They flash a little cash and a little cleavage at you, and suddenly it's sold, bro. Like, easily bought, man.
how do you
Easily bought,
Lubo has
Lubo.
to
What
be
is
the
this,
worst
man?
prostitute going. Lubo's the worst prostitute going, isn't he?
Wolfie,
Everybody loved it.
how do you feel about Marinakis?
Oh, it comes the deflection. It comes the deflection.
No,
It's
we're
like
doing-
always.
we're doing super chats. Big up to Fifth Elemento, who said Sava and RDZ is invited to Sunday Sauce. I don't know what that means either. I like it, but I don't know what. Am I being silly? Sava and
I think he's
Deserving.
inviting you to a barbecue.
Cool. Send me the address. I will be there. Apart from this weekend, I'm in France. Send me the address. I like a barbecue. Big up to you, my man. Thank you very much, Fifth Elemento. Big up to Andy, who's come back in again and said, Lang is great when he doesn't scout and has a... We can all guess what that emoji was meant to be. I'm going to ask one last question in a minute about Lang, so bear with me, and then we are going to end the show. Big up to you, Andy. Thank you very much. Big up to Dean Law with a super sticker, as always. Really appreciate that, Dean. Always been very generous to me. I appreciate you. Big up to Phil Coys. Matisse Tell's #1 fan, just with a super sticker there. Thank you very much, Phil Coys. Appreciate you, brother. Big up to DJ Ryat, who says, big up, Sava. Here's a treat for your dog. Why can't I have the treat? Why do I have to give it to my dog? Do you know how many treats those dogs have? But big up to you. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And last but not least is Della Spurs. Says no more of the days of fielding a midfield that costs less than 50 million euros versus Chelsea, Man City or Arsenal, whose midfield is plus 200 million.
Well, hold on. Not to piss on your parade here, but let's not forget your injury record, boys, right? So you may be needing some of those less than 200 million pound players or whatever they are.
Des Walker, you're struggling here, mate.
Hang on. Big up to you, Della Spur. Just really, really quickly, Terry sent me a WhatsApp, and he actually sent me a copy in Buy Me a Coffee. And he said this. He said, talking point for you. Does Lang get a second chance now, or shall we still get rid? Are we going to pretend this is nothing to do with him, but all the crap is on him? Just a talking point if you get a chance. Guys, without this being a big thing, is Lang behind any of this? Are we saying now that Lang's got nothing to do with anything?
I think he's part to do with it, but I think the players that we've targeted this summer seems to be, what the reports are saying, more driven by De Zerbi, right? So look, they all have to have some kind of say in it. They have to have some kind of agreement to it, because at the end of the day, he is the current sporting director. Whether or not his role is slightly different than what a normal sporting director is, because we did have we did have two people, and they were looking for another person. But then it seems that they've given De Zerbi more control, which clearly looks like that's working, because they're getting a lot better players in terms of Van Hecker, Fernandez, and Tonali. So the level of players, then it must be driven by him. But I do think that he has to have some form of part in it. But whether or not, I think it's going to be hard to tell whether or not you give him credit for it or you give De Zerbi the credit. And to me personally, I think there's more credit towards De Zerbi, because I don't think we would have got those players in if De Zerbi wasn't the manager.
Definitely.
There we go. There we go. All right, guys. Just quickly, going around, I want to know, starting with you, Gary, I want to know, as it stands, where are Forest finishing and where are Spurs finishing? As it stands as of the 1st of July. Gary?
Spurs 8th and Forest 10th.
8th and 10th.
Ooh.
Okay. Corey?
Spurs 7th, Forest 19th.
Wow. Wolfie?
I didn't put you at the bottom.
Mate, you should always remember we always finish above you. So if we do finish 19, say hello to QPR.
I'll give you my address if you finish 19th, mate. I'll take you around Brighton, get you a few pints so you can drown your sorrows.
Go on, Wolfie. I'm trying to wrap up the show. Go on, Wolfie.
I'll say Forest 7th, Spurs will improve to 16th.
Oh, I love Wolfie. I love him.
It should be on. Des Walker should be on the comedy store. I've got to tell you.
Come on, Lubo.
7th Tottenham, 14th Forest.
7th Tottenham, did you say?
Yeah, 14th.
As it stands, I'd say 7th Tottenham and Forest under Glasner, I think 8th.
Okay, guys, I'm just going to show you this. Just shouldn't do this as we're about to end the show. But the official Spurs ITK of the world has just said that Tottenham have talks scheduled with Junior Krupi's camp. Bournemouth would want at least 90 million pounds.
I will take Krupi for 90 million right now.
Understand talks were held in March with Krupi's camp regarding the possibility of a potential move. Krupi is understood to be open for a move to Tottenham. Now, this guy, I don't know. I'm not the biggest ITK fan, but he seems to be getting some stuff.
He's been bang on this whole transfer window, this guy. I don't really follow these guys, but he's actually been one that's been bang on everything.
But you retweeted him earlier, Danny. What are you talking about?
But then hasn't Perch been singing?
You retweeted earlier. I don't. Phone come up on my timeline. You retweeted it.
Yeah, I retweeted it. Yeah.
It's shameless, man.
Right. I mean, on that note, we'll leave that for another stream. We'll leave that.
So, what do you think first? What do you think where Spurs will finish as it stands, and where the Forest finish?
As it stands, I think we finish about 9th because I think our forward line is horrific. And I think Forest will be 12th or 13th. But all change, right? Like I don't know if Forest go and buy Mateta, who plays with Glasner, and I don't know. They could have a great year. If we go and buy Krupi and Gakpo, I'm going to change it to
they might get Ismail Assar as well.
The 5th. If we get Krupi and Gakpo or Krupi and Marmot,
You like
we
Gakpo?
should be with one game a week with that team.
He's a good player, Gakpo,
challenging
yeah.
for the top 5. But I'm going to leave it there. Much love to all of you. Thank you very much, Wolfie, Lubo, Danny, Corey, Gary. Well done to me for hosting. Thank you to all in the chat. Much love. Take care. And as always, Spurs have smashed their transfer record 2 days in a row. Who are we buying tomorrow for 110? Bye.
Wait, you changed your